Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Top 4. My name is Peter. I'm an Arsenal fan. Still, ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined by Oscar, the European champion.
Roma, Romelu, Roma, Romelu, Roma, Romelu, Romelu Lukaku. Come on, boys. Top of the league, 2 games in, no goals conceded. I'm gassed. I'm very, very gassed.
I swear I heard some other chants that were a bit mad as well.
What did you
Robin. We'll get to that. Since you've spoken, my friend, we are joined by Manchester United fan and Internazionale fan, Robinho.
Forza Inter. But anyways, another thing to say, we are 1 game away for taking something else from the Arsenal, as they like to call themselves. I don't know why they add the, but nonetheless, we move.
Yeah, that's the original name. The original name, okay?
It makes them think big and important. That's all it is.
Oh, how dare you? How dare you, AD? I'm joined by AD, a Marseille-wearing Liverpool fan.
Yeah, there we go. We see what having 2 centre-backs and 51,000 fans in the stadium can do for a team. We're back, baby. We're back. And for Slaughterhouse, we move.
Well, they can beat Burnley. Is that what it does for you?
I mean, fast forward about 9 months since the start of the Dumbays. So, yeah, I'll take it.
Well, speaking on Liverpool very, very quickly, I had Trent Alexander-Arnold in my fantasy points, which gave me 12 points, ladies and gentlemen, for the weekend. Oscar, let's get down to
do you know what else?
Let's kick things off with some fantasy football. Who wants to kick off? What have you seen?
I'll kick it off.
I feel like Robin is our fantasy rep, man. Robin has to.
Okay,
fantasy. It was I won't lie to you. It was a slow week for majority of all people. I saw 50s, 60s, and all that stuff. It wasn't a high week, nonetheless. However, I took the risk of putting Jota in the team, and he came through, and he got me 8 points, and he moved me up quite nicely. So did Trent Alexander. But
good move.
But however, it's still 30 points between 1st and 19th. The gap has gotten smaller in terms of people moving up. Some people moved up, some people moved down. Oscar, I believe now, is head of the podcast league. He is 4th on the table, holding the Champions League spot.
Out of us, I'm the highest, right? So I'm 4th.
Yes, followed by Adrian.
I'm 4th on the top 4.
David had a howler.
What did David do? What did David do that made him a howler?
He
got 30 points this week. It's just the players did not come through from him. Not at all.
30 points.
Yeah.
I said Bruno got 30 by himself last week. If you captain him.
Do you know what it is? Yeah.
No, the people that captain Bruno, like me, and people that captain Salah, they didn't come through this week.
That's what I was going to say. Everyone's fantasy numbers are lower because most people captain Salah or Bruno.
Yeah, Salah smelled for me, boy. And the thing is, he got a goal, didn't he? But it was ruled offside. And it was
excellent finish.
It was an excellent finish. I was like, that's why I put him in there. But ruled out for offside.
I believe Oscar has a few people to call out as well. Especially one person in this table right here, right now.
Oh dear.
Who do I have to call?
Mr. Peter.
Oh, wait, let me put up the fantasy list. I haven't even seen who's calling out. But let me get to it.
Robin's like the police, bruv. I thought I was going to dodge that. He caught me on camera, fam.
Man,
he caught me on camera.
Peter, why are you so far down the table?
I am languishing in 35th place. Listen.
Oh no, guys. Why does Peter have Mankilo at centre back?
I can explain.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
I can. Look at my bench.
Man thought Mankilo. Man thought Luke Ayling was going to come through
again.
You don't put Leeds defenders in fantasy.
No, he scored for me last week.
Robin.
Okay, and look at my bench. What is on my bench? Why do you think Mankio got into that side?
Robin. Why has anybody? I'm sure this guy must have the lowest percentage of any striker in the Premier League. Why is Joe Linton in your team, Peter?
Brother,
it's bench things. It's bench things.
Brother, go get Keenan Davis.
In your fantasy team. This is why you're languishing.
Do you know how cheap?
And they wonder why you've got no money. They wonder why you've got no money.
Do you know how cheap Joe Linton is?
I don't know how
this is cheap. He's as cheap as the rest of them man there.
I don't know how cheap he is. I don't know how cheap he is, but you have to ask yourself, why is he so cheap? The guy
Yeah,
costs 40 million. Why
it's bench fodder. You have to fill your bench. What's the matter with this guy? It's just bench fodder. Listen, my centre backs, you're moving on far too quickly. My defenders, of course, included Robbo, but Robbo is injured. So therefore, Manquillo went into the side.
Brother, he's 7 million quid, bro. And you knew he was injured. That's a lot
Certain
of money.
people should not be allowed to play fantasy.
Listen. Robbo's going to get points, and Robbo's going to get more expensive as the season goes on. I'm not willing to take that risk then. I'm willing to have him now, and then we'll see how it goes on for the rest of the season.
Hold on, when do subs come in?
What do you mean?
Subs come in after West Ham, the game tonight.
Oh, after
That's
today.
what
Okay, so I'm getting a couple more points because Chilwell didn't play.
Hey, Oscar, and guess what? I'm probably getting some. Well, probably not.
No, you're not, Pete.
I'm probably going to get 1 point. I was going to say, I thought I might get 1 point. But listen, Harvey Barnes is playing and Souček is playing. So the weekend is not over for me just yet, okay? Let's just pump the freaking brakes.
All right.
Oscar's going for me at half time. Like.
Half time? Nah, it's 10 minutes to go, bro. About half time. After the league is played. First things first, I want to shout out some of the commenters. Big up Zeke. He says, big up Oscar, big up the panel. My guy Zeke.
Bro, do you know what? I always read that name as Zeki for some strange reason. It's only because you said Zeke is the only way. I would have butchered that name.
Don't worry. Zeke, we see you. 28th place. Don't worry, I'm watching now. I've got everyone's.
Is Zeke in 28th place? Yeah?
He's in 28th place. I see him. There's other people. Remy woke up. He decides to change his team.
Well, Remy did a quick wild card in week 1.
he decided to wake up. There's other people that I saw. Who else?
Okay, Zeke had
Kojo's Jollof Kings had a mighty fall from first. He's gone down all the way down to 8th. We have a new leader on the board, PK Blinders. Yeah, he's doing bits now.
For the name alone.
Yeah. It's a good name. It's a good name.
Yeah,
and do you know what? Yeah, Zeke, you had a howler because Oscar. I don't know why. Listen, he might be your mate, all right, but you can't let him slide with this one, okay? Because first of all,
what?
His bench.
Where's the howler?
Look at his bench.
What's it?
And look how many points Tsimikas got, and he's on his bench.
Yeah, bro. I got Tsimikas. I got Tsimikas in my first team, bro. I patterned that one.
Oh, the Tsimikas made sense. 4 million attacking fullback playing for Liverpool.
What's funny is,
yeah, but you have to start him because you know Robbo's not playing. You have to start him.
Exactly. So you start him. Yeah.
The thing is, it's I understand putting him on the bench from time to time. I get it, but in ahead of Eric Peters, who was going to Anfield, you're freaking mad.
Oh yeah,
you're freaking mad.
Yeah,
that's a howl.
Right, Zeke says, I'm coming strong, guys. Quick
That's what they all say, though, bro.
Also, shout out Lola. She came through nicely. Yeah, she's now 14th. She's in the Europa League spot.
She's 14th.
Right there. Yeah.
What you can?
Good. If you look at, like I said, between first and what you call it, 20th, 30 points. That is nothing.
Reece James bagged 18 points this weekend.
Goal assist, clean sheet, 3 bonus points.
That's my RB. That's my
RB. God.
He wasn't in my team, but obviously I rep Reece James.
That's phenomenal numbers.
Big up Philip and Colin up there, top 2.
Yeah. Anyone else to call out? Oscar, you said you had a list.
No, I didn't say I had a list. Yeah, no.
Talk early, boy. What's the latest on Dean? We've got to have Dean watch because it looks like he's going to stay there for a while.
Big up Lola each and every time.
Big up Lola all day long.
If you're watching right now and you're not in our fantasy group chat, we're going to do this segment every week where we just talk about the fantasy league and how everyone's doing. Join the league. The code is in the description. The link and the code. I don't know which one you need, but you might need both. So join us. And maybe you can try to take my crown in it because right now I'm climbing back up that table.
Hey, Oscar, in our fantasy segment, we need to have Dean watch. We need to have Big Dog. First of all, he's called Big Dog FC. Okay, we need to be on his watch because he's captain the Bamiyang this week. Okay. He's got Lacazette and Edson Cavani in his
And I'll be
team.
honest with you, that's a man that's not playing anymore.
What we see?
Bro, if he took Aubameyang as captain, then
I know he wasn't captain last time, so
He's
What?
been changes.
So he's actively moved.
Oh.
Wait. I can check.
Hey,
Yeah, no, Robin's right. Robin's right. Because
you lot are rude guys, man.
Ndidi is on the bench. I remember we were killing him last week for putting in Ndidi in his midfield.
No, but surely,
surely,
that's because Aubameyang, Cavani, and Lacazette didn't play, innit? So
No, so he left
is that what
Cavani,
you
Aubameyang,
think?
and Lacazette.
Yeah.
He left them there. He changed Ndidi. Hudson Odoi has come in. I was like,
wait, what?
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
these Ghanaians, all they know is Banku, Shito, and hair sponge.
I'll take that one for that one.
And hair sponge.
I'll take that one.
Are you sabotaging
Is
Big
that
Dog?
No.
that's saboteur? No, that's
I
saboteur.
didn't, bro. I tried to help this guy. I didn't sabotage.
Help! You mentioned Ken Hudson Odoi.
Basically, he doesn't watch football in it, so he made his team and then he showed me the players and said which ones are good, which ones are bad. So I told him all the ones that he should take out, and then he missed the deadline, so he didn't change it. But I didn't tell him to take out Hudson Odoi. In fairness, so
You know what?
Chelsea
Fantasy is
No.
cruel because even when you look at second from bottom, yeah, you got young Spaldino, yeah. You lack ability, whatever. Yeah, you lack ability is a hilarious title. But like he's got Edison in goal, right? Or he or she's got Edison in goal. You've got Trent at the back. You've got Tierney, Ben White, and Shaw. Havertz, Pepe, Decore, Sarr, Vardy, and Werner. Well, you wouldn't be second from bottom with that team. You know them ones. Like that's the cruel thing about.
It's not football, man. It's not football. It's a game. You got to play the game.
You need to pay attention
the
to what
average-
the managers say when the managers have their interviews on Friday afternoon and they tell them who's in and who's out. You need to pay attention.
Who's got time to watch Von Dijk's press conference, man?
Blood. See, Robin,
pay
yeah?
attention.
Robin is on
You need
Sky
to pay
Sports
attention.
News Watch on a Friday where all morning and all afternoon, all you're getting is press conferences. It's all you're getting. It's all you're getting. You're getting the headlines.
Should we move on to the football?
Oh,
Yeah,
do we
can.
have to? Do we have
Yeah,
to?
well, Lola's made a brilliant. Lola's put a brilliant comment in, and I really want to highlight it. And she says, also, all the people that were fooled by that conquistador in defence for Arsenal, I hope you feel like crap.
The conquistador.
I don't even know what that is. I need to Google it.
I'm googling conquistador right now because I don't know.
I'll
Bro.
Google it in incognito mode to be safe. What is that? Conquistador?
don't you remember in wrestling?
Oh, the two
Yeah.
gold brothers.
I feel like it's a wrestling thing, is it not?
The two
I
gold
think
brothers.
That's where I know that name from.
It's
Nah,
just-
it's not.
And the one was Ed and the one was Christian.
Nah.
No, that's the brood, my friend.
Oh my god. The
Uh,
conquistadors. Oh.
A leader in the Spanish conquest of America. What?
What? I don't know.
Oh, okay. Lerner's kicked us off. Arsenal 0, Chelsea 2 at the Emirates. Oh my god! I'll tell you what, guys, man. You know, she's brought up Mr. Pablo Mari, and I'll start off by saying this. You know, I felt sorry for that bloke, if I'm honest, because you know what I'm saying, like obviously Lukaku gave him a runaround, didn't he? Yeah, Lukaku had his way with him.
Mari ate grass.
He was chewing on that grass, man. You know what I'm saying?
Ate grass.
He was getting fiber for days. The thing is, though, in the midfield, and I think the defenders around him, and I'm waiting for the Kieran Tierney critique. It needs to come because I ain't heard a peep about this, right? But I mean, there was no unit, there was no team at all, you know, in that Chelsea defense. So in defense against Chelsea, and it was just a bit, you know, it's more of the same. I made a few notes on the game, and you know, I'll just run through them very quickly. Of course, you know, it was a beautiful day. Of course, you know, the sun was shining. You know, Premier League football is back. This is what I was typing as I was in the stadium, and then the clouds came in the form of Chelsea.
I was like, where is this sun?
No, because if you remember at kickoff, it was bright and sunny. It was shining, yeah. And in the second half, I don't know if maybe you might have caught it on Match of the Day. Second half, it was just torrential rain. Like for whatever reason, it was just pouring down rain. But again, you know, I found myself asking questions like, where is the ... the left back, the right back, the centre half, the defensive midfielder, and you know, I've asked the manager, Adrian. I've asked this question for 15 years, no cap. From when we signed Abue in 2006, You know, I've asked the questions. Where is the? And you should never ask yourself those questions. You should never find yourself in a game that's only 100 yards apart. You know, in terms of the size of a pitch, you should never ask yourself the question, "Where is?" Because you should always know where they are. You should always know where they are. They should never be out of place. And it's just literally things like that. You know, it was too easy for Chelsea. The exact same thing against Brentford. You know, it was very, very easy to play against Arsenal. And the thing is, what's crucial as well, this fixture really does haunt me because do you remember this fixture last season in December? It might have been after Boxing Day or Boxing Day itself. I can't remember. But Arsenal beat Chelsea 3-0 or 3-1. I can't remember. And it's where Lampard effectively lost his job, right? And where Arteta probably effectively kept his job. And that's why that game haunts me, because it's as much as you want to win games, as much as I want Arteta to do well. Believe me, I do. But when you don't think it's going to happen, you want to see some change. You want something different to come about it. And that game cemented one person's job and uncemented the other person. Do you know what I'm saying? That was a very, very key moment in that time. But now you look at the gulf in class. That was last season. Look at the gulf between Arsenal and Chelsea on Sunday. And you would think to yourself, this has been 4 or 5 years in the making. And it goes even further back. The Europa League final was only 2 seasons ago. Can you believe that? You know, Arsenal fighting for European trophies, Arsenal fighting for the top 4. Chelsea finished 3rd that season in the league, right? Arsenal were 2 points behind them. And we finished in 5th. But we were competitive. We were almost there. Now look at us. And you just have to ask yourself, what on earth has happened in the last 12 months, in the last 18 months, in the last 24 months? You know, side note, why is Leno in the away kit in goal?
No. What's going on?
No. This is your club.
Why doesn't the goalkeeper have a flipping kit that he should wear? Where's the goalkeeper kit?
I haven't got Scooby.
Crazy.
I haven't got Scooby. What's it called?
Let me read. Shout out to CFC Gem. Big up you. Smash the likes, as he says. Subscribe, people. Gem. When we go on to Chelsea, I'm going to be talking about another Christensen clean sheet, penitentiary, all of that. So stay tuned. But yeah, Peter, carry on.
Feel proud about that one with Halen kids. Go ahead. Again, asking myself, you know what? You know, watching Match of the Day that night, I'm looking at Everton's dugout again. And again, they've gone and got somebody, you know, in Rafa, who is, you know, I was just sort of looking at it thinking, how have Everton twice, you know, got better managers than we have when we both needed them? You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking at it like, oh, come on. We'll get onto Everton later. But, yeah, it was just a horrible match, horrible to watch. Kante winning headers in the middle of the park kind of summed it up. You know, that was kind of the end of it all. And 2-0. No, have we got Ian Wright in the building?
Yeah, we've got Ian Wright.
Man said Bobby Lashley.
Have we got Ian Wright in the building, people? Is this a work?
Fam, we stink, bruv. We absolutely stink. Give me a
David,
second. Hold on. You guys carry on. I'll come.
But David is commenting live from the London Stadium, which is where we're at as well. Look, Arteta's played 60 Premier League games and he's got 20 Premier League defeats. Check the statistics.
That's disgusting.
And that's how I wrap up that one. I would talk on Chelsea. I don't know if Oscar wants to do that himself. But, you know,
we stink, fam. We absolutely stink, fam.
Guys, you know, Lukaku, when you see a big black man in the 6-yard box, why can nobody else see him? You know, I see 3. Just shout that out, for crying out loud. Like, Leno scream it. You know, Mari scream it. Somebody scream, there is a big black guy in the penalty area. Be aware. And it was just Tierney getting pulled pillar to post. Tactically, it was just wrong.
I need Mari out of here, fam.
No, David, man. Mari, he was left to hang out to dry. He was left out to dry.
Come on, bruv. Did you see the first goal, lad?
Yeah, did you see how the build-up? Did you see how they played?
Did you see how man just fell to the ground and let Lukaku, bro, bring him down, bro.
Look. Pounded yam and beef versus tapas and Estrella. Okay, there's no competition. There's no competition. Beef and yam versus tapas and Estrella. There's no winner.
Peter, Oscar, I hope you enjoyed yourself. I saw man was in the box up there. just living life at the Emirates Stadium, bro. Man, them I see bare trumpets coming through. I'm just like, fam, hope you enjoyed your day out. Just pam dust all over the gas. Fam, ruined my weekend once again, Asna.
Asna. Get ready for another weekend. Listen, buckle up. Get ready for another weekend. Remember when I said last week we were in game 39? This was game 40. There's game 41 on the weekend, and then it will be game 1 against Norwich after the international break, after the window is closed. Then Arsenal's season will start, and that is a sad state of affairs. But
it's a disgrace, bro.
You know, and Oscar, I'll say this, you know, Chelsea, I've never seen such a good Chelsea side at the Emirates since probably Mourinho's 2015 championship team. Because, every season since then, you've come to the Emirates, you've always been gettable, you've always been beatable, you've always, there's always something going on that we can, there's always a chink in the armour. And this time around, you're bringing off Ziyech from the bench, you're bringing on Werner from the bench, you've spent 100 million up front, and the players, all your players were just flipping fit and ready to go. It's just,
you know what, though? Do you know what adds to that? I feel like even though it was a great Chelsea, and I'm taking nothing from Chelsea, your senior players are just poor. That's the first thing. Like, just absolutely horrid. And then you have to add all the young lots, which are, yes, they're young. Who's good? Like, you got Smith Rowe, you got Saka, you got, what's his name again? The one that you want to put up top. Martinelli, that's it.
You've got Balogun.
I'm thinking of Martinez, but yeah, Balogun. But you got these players that are good, that want to grow. I will do well in the future, but they're young. And then you got these young players on top of people that are just absolutely mediocre and do nothing for your team. Like, I'm actually worried for you guys.
Robin,
it's a big worry.
It was men against boys. There's no leadership. Forget Chelsea. Even against Brentford, it was the exact same thing. They were so, everybody was hiding, and again they were hiding, and Martinelli was blowing after 20 minutes. No wonder. I mean, like we said, he just came from Japan last week or the week before, and he's playing 90-minute games. It's just it's insane. But yeah, all the men, anyone that's over 25 in that camp, all hid. I said to you, Pepe, I don't want to see him again. I said, put him on the bench and leave him there.
Get rid of that guy.
And we told you guys on the Top 4 podcast, we said Lukaku should go in your fantasy team. And if you didn't do that, that's on you. That's on you. You didn't take our advice. You didn't heed it. We gave tips. Okay?
Yeah, we did.
To be honest,
I didn't even take that advice.
You got me points.
But, and Oscar as well.
I couldn't afford it.
And Lukaku's never going to have an easier debut in all of his life. In his life.
Oh.
And Chelsea are not going to have an easy game like that. So Oscar, you go.
Can I talk about Lukaku? Big up Brandon. He's in the building. He's in the building. He said beef and yam.
Yeah, man.
SW6 said Chelsea was sensational, but it was too easy for the attackers. Very, very easy. He said, listen, I saw Romelu Lukaku at Stamford Bridge. He was focused. Well, now, obviously, the thumbnail of this video is a picture of Big Rom on his return to Stamford Bridge. And I have to focus on that because this centre-forward performance from him, it was everything my football club has been missing since Diego Costa last played for the club. And even then, I feel like Lukaku is going to be better than Costa was. Do you know what I mean? I feel like there's more from him. I feel like he adds such a dimension to our game. He's always there as an option. I feel like Chelsea last season were terrible at creating chances. A lot of people disagreed with me on that because if you look at the stats and all that, the GA and the chance created stats for Mason Mount or this player.
You were terrible.
I don't know.
Creating chances.
Terrible is an overstatement, but I always felt like we could have been better. This is part of the reason why I used to cry for Hudson-Odoi every week because he's one of our more creative players. I felt like when we played Werner, you couldn't expect much from him. Havertz sometimes drifts out of games. I don't think Mount is as creative as he is presented. So I always felt like there needed to be more. When I look at a team with a focal point like Romelu Lukaku, it all becomes so easy for these players to create because he's bullying the defenders. Pablo Mari was on him like white on rice and he couldn't do nothing. He couldn't do anything about it. Like every time Lukaku wanted to roll him, he rolled him. If he couldn't roll him, he'd win a free kick and drop it. And Mari was on a yellow card instantly.
What I found weird about, which by the way was a harsh yellow card, the referee was awful. By the way, just on a side note, he was god awful in that game. But it felt like Lukaku was marking Mari rather than it being the other way around.
Yeah.
Every time Lukaku had his hand out to Mari, isn't it? And it was like, look, I want you here. I'm going to drag you here. I'm going to push you here. Rather than Mari. And I did like the way how he was so chicken in being behind Lukaku all the time. And I know he's fearful of this big hedge guy, but
fearful of the turnover as well.
Get in front of him. Get in front of him. Don't be behind him. You were set up for failure. You know, every man and his dog knew Lukaku likes it like that. You know, good time to him and then
Yeah. Even Brandon said when we were talking about putting Lukaku in your fantasy team, he said, "Look, that's not a tip. It's obvious." And you know, everybody knows. To be fair. Everybody knows. It wasn't a prediction.
We were saying that every week in fantasy, whoever Arsenal are playing, get the opposition player in your team. Listen, Man City.
So what? Should I get Jesus? He got 22 points.
Take your pick. Captain Jack Grealish. Okay, captain him because he's up against our right back. Who knows who will be this week? Because we've had Cedric 1 week, we've had Chambers 1 week, by the way, there's been a goal at the London Stadium. Yes, it's
you're behind.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Nah.
At least say it then. If you knew there was a goal,
I've only seen it from the comments. I've only seen it from
Who scored?
Pablo Fornals.
Was it a good goal?
Who assisted? Who assisted? That's all I care about.
It came from the left. My guess will be Cresswell, but I'm not confident. I only saw the point in there.
Ben Rama assist. It's a Ben Rama.
By the way, Ben Rama is a big one. I know a few West Ham fans who said this year it's Ben Rama's season.
He needs a season. He needs a season, man. Because last year,
it's a lovely ball.
Everyone was like,
it's a great goal. It's a great goal. Fornals starts to play in the middle of the park. Okay, he brings it down to the center. He brings it closer to the box. He sends it to the left-hand side for Ben Rama. First time, hits it across, back into Fornals in the penalty spot. Bang, back of the net. Good move. Leicester City don't like playing West Ham. Last season they got beat. They got beat twice by West Ham last season. I think twice, or they drew one, lost one. But they don't like playing West Ham. They don't like playing them.
SW6 says Fornals, good team goal, nice finish. But I want to get back onto this Romelu Lukaku talk, because he like I was saying before, he adds such a dimension to our game, and I feel like there's going to be so many of our players that just benefit from being around him. Havertz being one, Mount being another, Werner being another. I feel like we've got Liverpool next week, and Timo Werner is going to be running off Lukaku. Like I can see it now. So
gets to him.
Adrian's talking that talk.
I don't see any. Well, and he should be confident because Chelsea are going to get beat at Anfield. But the thing is that why Werner should be even considered in the side. They should get rid this summer. Get shot of him.
Oh, believe me, I agree.
Leave him on the bench, fam.
I agree, but tactically there is something there. There's a reason.
Let's be honest. Liverpool play a high line, especially the game behind.
You look at, Chelsea went with, I don't know if, correct me if I'm wrong, did you have 2 10s against Arsenal?
Yep.
And if you're going to go that way with Lukaku up top, there's no room for Werner. I'm sorry. You've got Kai Havertz, Ziyech, Mount, Pulisic. You are spoiled for choices in that area. Do you get what I'm saying? So
Lukaku,
outside Lucky.
Lucky said, Peter, you hater. Lucky, please, I need you to comment and clarify why are you calling him a hater? Like,
I think because I said about Liverpool. I think about Liverpool.
Oh yeah, well you are a hater for that. If that's what it is, then
I'm a hater because I think Liverpool, who are the slaughterhouse at Anfield with the fans back against Chelsea.
Oh, with the fans back.
That's a big thing.
Oh, so the fans is a big thing for Liverpool.
Of course it is.
No, I'm just saying.
It's a big thing for everyone.
Right.
We'll get on to Man United later. You should see the frigging scary stat about Man United's away form. But we'll get on to that later.
Boss Endo said Chelsea will cause Liverpool some issues. We look defensively fragile. A rejuvenated Lukaku against a half-fit Chelsea.
Virgil.
What do you mean Virgil's half fit? Virgil's had 290 minutes under his belt. What do you mean?
Come on,
That guy's fit and firing. That guy's ready to go.
Here's the thing.
Have you seen him complete a sprint yet?
No, there was a time he did save Liverpool for the Burnley stuff. He really
What
did that.
do you mean he saved Liverpool? He's employed by the club to defend. That's why he spent 75 million quid on a proper centre half.
No, Adrian, I read my timeline after you lot beat Burnley. It was Matip and Van Dijk, the best defensive partnership ever. That's what I was hearing.
And did you not retweet it? Did you not retweet it, Adrian?
But isn't it true?
Of course I did.
Wait, hang on. Let's take it aside. Isn't it true?
Yeah. It is true.
If
Lukaku goes there and dominates, I don't want to hear half fit. No, he's
Oscar,
fit.
That's what I'm with Oscar.
And you know what? I'll give you that. But Oscar, he won't go there and dominate at Anfield. I'm sorry. This is the thing. The Chelsea fans, I'm not a hater. I'm just saying, don't go with your sample size at the Emirates to defend your case. It's not a fair, what do we call it in science? It's not a fair argument. It's not balanced.
It's not a fair test.
It's not a fair test. You know what I'm saying? Like taking your CV of Arsenal in there. Come on, Brentford can bring their CV with it. Do you know the ones?
I guess a proper centre half.
I would rather Lukaku stick on Matip, and Werner with Van Dijk, because them balls in behind. Van Dijk ain't catching him.
Oscar, you watch the offside flags. The offside flags are going to be on fleek.
That
high line is going to be on the center. It's going to be right on the halfway line. And Werner's going to be offside. Lukaku offside.
There we go.
Adrian,
for weeks.
You think Van Dijk is catching Werner?
Peak Van Dijk, yeah. I don't know about Van Dijk of today. Peak Van Dijk.
I'm talking about the one now. I'm not talking about the Celtic Van Dijk.
I haven't seen him run yet.
He hasn't got a full burst.
He's been so comfortable.
He hasn't played 108 minutes. You're telling me you ain't seen him run?
I ain't seen. Have you seen Van Dijk run?
I've seen him play more Premier League minutes this season than Lukaku.
Brother, I'm saying, have you seen Virgil Van Dijk sprint?
Brother.
Van Dijk, Oscar, Van Dijk holds his own, mate. I don't care what striker it is. He holds his own.
I'm not saying he doesn't, Pete. That's not my point. My point is...
But you think Werner's going to burn him in a sprint? A ball go over the top and Van Dijk will header it out.
But yeah, okay.
That's what happened.
If he doesn't head it out, Ollie Watkins was giving him a run for his money. Come on.
Wow. One game out of like 100.
100, yeah.
No, but this is one game next week, and I'm saying Werner will do the same thing. I'm not saying.
I'm saying.
You don't know my opinions on Werner. I don't even rate the guy. Like, I don't even think he's that good. But I'm just saying he's got that acceleration.
Okay, so here's the win-win. Werner burns Van Dijk, but misses anyway.
Probably.
Yes.
I'm happy with that.
No, I'm not happy with it either, Adrian. But it's one of those. It won't mean anything. Is more my point.
Let me read some more comments, and then we can have a little bit more chat.
Answer.
Brandon Nelson says Liverpool will have no answer for our attack. That's bold, Brandon. That's bold. Lack of respect for our defense is wrong. I don't think anyone here has shown a lack of respect. Actually, Peter last week.
Well, Peter, Peter rate Rudiger.
I don't think anyone here has shown a disrespect to our defense.
And Oscar, you think I didn't see that tweet, blood? You little sly yeah? About me saying, but Peter thinks the defense is our weakest link. Yes, that's in your team, what is the weakest? Yeah, that's not lack of respect. I'm saying regarding this situation that you just said now that I don't rate your defense, but also the statement isn't wrong. The weakest part of Chelsea's team is the defense. If you're going to pick a weak spot, aren't you? You
realize this Chelsea team conceded the least goals ever in a Champions League campaign.
Fantastic.
Ever. You realize
I can't disregard it.
It's not a disregard. Okay, so tell me something, guys. Tell me something. Is the attack and the midfield not better than the defense? I'm so. Are we for real? You guys are on the judge. Let's stop it.
Player for player, maybe, but system. The defense is the best part of our system.
There we go. Football's about systems, bro.
It's fun. Yeah, of course it's about systems, because it's funny. When Lampard was there, we saw Chelsea's defense probably in its entirety because he had no shape with that defense whatsoever. So we saw them player for player, didn't we? And of course, Tuchel, who is clearly a very good tactical manager, a very good tactical coach, will make defenses look far better,
Better
will make
than what
other
they are.
players than what they actually are. And that's my point. The weak link in that team is not the midfield, it's not the strikers, it's the defense. I don't understand what language am I talking?
Even when Tuchel came in, he still didn't turn around the fact that we couldn't score goals. Like,
Yeah, because guess what? Who your centre forward was?
oh my gosh.
Exactly.
Shout out to This Is Football, my guy Hassan. He's just said Lukaku will get pocketed by Van Dijk.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I mean,
That wouldn't surprise me.
He did win his place for United, but it might be different.
I was going to say, what's his record at Anfield? In any club? At any club? He's played for 4 clubs.
I don't care about old Lukaku. I don't care about old Lukaku.
I mean, it's not that old, is it? It's not really that old. What did Lukaku do in Europe with Inter Milan since he's been there? What's he done?
Right.
They did nothing. Not that he's a bad player. He's not a bad player. Let's please understand this.
Pete, why did you take it there, though?
No.
I don't know why.
You know what it is? Do you know what? Okay, you know me. Yeah. You know what my biggest problem in football life is narratives. When narratives get created, I'm there to say, hang on a minute. I don't agree with this narrative. I don't agree with that narrative. It's far too common and easy. Lukaku's all of a sudden come back as if he's now shredded, and now he's 50 pounds lighter. He's now a goal scoring machine. We were on this podcast even when he was probably with 10% more body fat. We were saying this guy is a baller. This guy can score goals. Whether it's for Everton or for Manchester United, blah 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 blah. But now he's come back and it's like it's Ronaldo 2.0, like R9. It's like Drogba rather. Or it's like Drogba, and I'm like, let's pump let's get some what's the word I'm looking for? Let me see some evidence to your statement before we carry on. Because he was in Italy, which by the way, played 30 miles an hour slower. And I watched Inter Milan versus Genoa. So believe me, after watching Liverpool Burnley, believe me, I saw the difference in pace very quickly.
Well, okay, I want to answer your question.
That's probably with West Brom as well,
I got to read a couple comments, This Is Football says 1 goal with 4 clubs. That's what Lukaku's record is. I guess I don't know if that's at Anfield or against Liverpool, but it's not great. It's not great. What's that? Endo said Lukaku scored in a Europa League final for Inter. Yes, he did.
Is that the levels? Yeah, is that what we're doing? Is that what
you asked? You asked the question and he gave you an answer.
He played one season in Europa.
When I say Europe, we're not talking the Europa League. I'm gonna elevate in the Europa League now.
Why did you just say what do you do in the Champions League? Why would you say Europe if you're not talking about that competition? Obviously,
in fairness, though.
Okay, no, AD, don't back it for me. Let me spill everything out when I'm saying something. Don't worry, I'll spill it out for everybody. I thought this is called the Top 4 podcast, huh? What happened?
So, if that's the case, why would you be here talking about Arsenal?
Whoa.
Should I leave? Do you want me to just leave? He's got a Marseille top on. When was the last time you saw Marseille in the Champions League?
Hey, This Is Football said Lucas Leiva scored in the Europa League.
Scored a couple bangers in there.
Alex Iwobi scored in the final. Alex Iwobi scored in the final.
On a penalty as well against Benfica.
Let me answer the point. Basically, what you guys are saying is why is this newfound Lukaku come about? And I wrestled with it myself because Chelsea fans in the summer were having this debate between each other. Is it Haaland or is it Lukaku? I was always team Haaland. I wanted Haaland to come to Chelsea. I didn't want Lukaku because I was unsure of the new Lukaku. Is he a new guy? But I think one of the things that's convinced me is, like I was saying earlier, the way he slots into our team as almost like a missing piece of the puzzle is what elevates him. It's not necessarily that he is R9 because he's not, but he's a player that has a potential to score a lot of goals in a team that has fluid, young, good players around him. Like yesterday felt perfect. And I agree with you in the fact that yes, it's Arsenal. Arsenal were terrible. He's playing against Mari and Holding, who both of them are not your first choice centre backs. I understand what your point is, but I do think Lukaku is a different player from the United Lukaku. I think that's clear to see. When I watch him play for Belgium, when I watch him play for Inter, I saw him play for Inter about maybe 7-8 times last season. He's not poor touch Lukaku. He knows how to utilize his body. He knows how to get beyond people. Left foot, right foot, he can shoot. He's quick. Like, he's got all the attributes to score 20 goals in this league. He's got all of them. So I think that's why.
Like he did the last time. As in, there was never a time when he wasn't able to do that. I don't think there's a difference between this Lukaku and the other one. Okay, he might be leaner and he's an Italian champion. There's your difference. You know, he will have that smelly touch every now and again, but he will also bang 20 goals, which is what he could do at Man United as well as doing at Chelsea. Which, by the way, Michael Oliver, I just want to point out, is the referee at London Stadium, had an absolute howler. He's missed an absolute... There was a foul on Fornals, okay? Yeah. And I'm sure probably in the comments you guys already know what's happened. Oliver's checking VAR. A foul on Fornals and referee like kind of waves play on. But the foul is so shocking. And you're just like, how have you let this go?
No, I understand how you miss it. Like,
garbage.
Pete, come on, man. He didn't miss it on purpose. He didn't miss it on purpose. It's gone to VAR.
When it happened, it was a red card. So why he's waved play on, I don't know.
I mean, Pete, you saw it. You obviously didn't see it. That's the point.
Look where I am. I'm in London.
You've got an HD camera in front of you.
I've got a HD camera. He's got it in the flesh.
Yeah, Peter, come on. What are you arguing about?
No, you compare a HD camera to the flesh. I'm talking about in real time, not in the replay. I'm talking about the replay.
Bro,
so HD camera is better than real life?
No, I'm saying your angle is better than his angle. Come on, bro. What are we doing?
Oh, sorry. My angle further away is better than his angle.
Flipping hell. It's gone to VAR.
I mean, you're not using a Galileo's telescope.
He's gone to VAR because VAR used their brain for once and actually said to Oliver, you better do your job. And get over the screen and do your job.
The point of the matter is, Ayoze Perez has been sent off after a VAR check, and they're arguing about it. I don't know why.
They're all arguing it. It's astonishing.
He sucks, man.
It's astonishing. They're all arguing it.
If you're in here, please like the video. Please subscribe if you're brand new. I want to get through some more comments. Leave a comment if you want to say something. SW6X London says, listen, my guy Lukaku walked out to Jay-Z. Let me reintroduce myself. It's a flex. It's a different flex. Now PR, Rock Nation. P, that's what we're on. That's what we're on.
He needs to take his American accent and all sorts. Bring some trophies to Chelsea, then we can talk big flex. Okay? Would your Serie A title? I hear that, and I'm a big fan of Rom. By the way, I called him Big Rom on this podcast. He is called Big Rom because I called it in first. But anyway,
Before we okay. I got something to say.
He said, yo, Oscar, don't let this Peter guy kill your optimism about Chelsea. He can't and he won't. He said,
have I? I'm not killing optimism.
No, you can't. He said, they're a fantastic side and you have every right to be excited.
Van Dijk will, don't worry.
This guy said Liverpool wouldn't win the league with Firmino as a 9. He did. He also said Chelsea wouldn't win the league with David Luiz at centre-back. And they did.
That's not what I said, is it? That's not what I said about David Luiz. Peter. That's not what I said about David Luiz. I said David Luiz will cost you. David Luiz will cost you, and he did plenty of times. Yes, he did. He did cost you. That's why you kicked him out of your football club.
Peter, I have a question.
Robinho, go for it, bro.
So you work at the Arsenal, yeah?
Boom.
You hear all the fans and all that's going on. I heard some chanting or some speculative chanting going on. Do you want to elaborate on that?
I mean, where can we begin? You know,
the away fans.
The away fans? Is that a question? Was that a freaking question? Was that a real question?
There's both sides, man. There's both sides.
I saw people shouting at Edu, so I don't know.
First of all,
there's a lot going on in the crowd.
I'll tell you what. Not one Arsenal fan probably booed or dissed a black player. Let's just keep it a buck. Yeah. Let's just keep it a buck. Saka holds, has a touch on the ball. Your mugs, your lot, your scum are booing him. They're booing Saka for what reason? Because you're all vermin scum. That's why.
Can I respond to this now? Honestly, when the first minute happened, and I'm where I was sitting, I was in the Arsenal section, but I was directly above the Chelsea fans. So all the banter, like Chelsea fans were looking up at me, so like laughing at me, and I'm like, bro, I'm one of you, man. Still, it was funny. But yeah, first minute of the game, Bukayo Saka gets the ball. He's playing on the left hand side, or did he play on the left or the right? Be on the left hand side, right by the Chelsea fans. The Chelsea fans boo this guy, like relentlessly boo. And the first thing I do is I turn to my boys and I'm like, Why are they booing Saka? Like, literally, you've got Martinelli on the pitch who made a name for himself by scoring, a goal at Stamford Bridge. You've got Kieran Tierney on the pitch who pretty much dived in this fixture last season to win them a penalty. No boos for any other Arsenal player. No boos at all. Only boos for Bukayo Saka. So instantly, me knowing the history of Chelsea Football Club, knowing the way that the fans are, I'm like, this don't feel right. This is odd. This is racismo. You know what I mean? That's how I felt. That's how I felt a bit uncomfortable. Then after the game, I see online there's the video of in the concourse where they were getting their beers and that. The Chelsea fans were singing the same song that the Leeds fans were singing, but they just changed the name to Bukayo Saka, Let the Country Down. So last week,
there was a bloke in his Kante shirt as well. I thought it was so hilarious.
Let me ask you guys this. Is this racially insensitive that, because we've seen it happen to Sancho and Rashford, is it racially insensitive that these black players should be booed for missing penalties?
Oscar, is that a serious question?
No.
Yeah, I'm asking.
No, I'm amazed you've asked the question because, and the reason I'm saying this, no, I mean, is it a conversation really? Because because Oscar, never has a white player been booed for doing it. Rooney when he stamped on Ronaldo's nuts, right. Beckham when he let the nation down. None of these players got booed. Okay, none of them got booed. No, they did not get booed. No, they did not get booed. No, they did not get booed. Oscar, are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm on mute. Carry on.
Come on, Pete. Like, there's a conversation to be had there. There's been plenty of time. Bro,
what do you mean there's a conversation to be had? Three black players missed a penalty in a penalty shootout, right? And they were racially abused after the penalty shootout. Okay? They were racially abused. And the nation came together and were like, you know what? We can't stand for that. Let's back the man then. The fact that you're even... Kane was not booed. Rooney was not booed. No, if anybody was booed at that time, it was Ronaldo because of obviously he got Rooney sent off.
Exactly.
You can't say that. He didn't get him sent off. Rooney got himself sent off.
No, bro. Like
Oscar, stop lying. They didn't get booed.
They didn't get booed. I'm seeing SW6 saying Peter, like I'm with Peter here, no quote needed. Boss Endo is saying, Oscar, I've been with you all day. Peter's right. Bro, guys, chill out, first of all. Everyone chill. Like, I haven't said this ain't raising. I'm raising the question here because we've seen times when Beckham got himself sent off for England and they were burning effigies of David Beckham. Yeah, we've seen players go to grounds and
not when the Premier League season started the next year. I understand at the time. I understand what you're saying about the time when Beckham
it's international tournament though.
Beckham never got booed when he came back to Old Trafford and was scoring free kicks for Man United. And Rooney never got booed when twice he wanted to leave Man United and stamped on Ronaldo's nuts and dissed the fans in 2010. Oscar, it didn't happen. It didn't happen at Old Trafford. Robin, vouch for me, please. No West Ham fan when they went away was booing Rooney for that. No frigging Arsenal fan was doing that. In fact, we were all sitting there thinking, how can you shake hands with Ronaldo? How dare you? We were too frigging patriotic about it. The fact, Oscar, what's happened to these boys in the summer and right now is unquestionable.
Of course.
It's unquestionable.
Of course. But the question I'm asking now is, like, I started this conversation by saying, bro, I saw this happening. I'm like, I know Chelsea's history. I know what the fan base is on. This feels racist to me. That's the first thing I said in this conversation. So everyone here that's canceling
it's not a conversation. What I'm getting onto you for is you said, is there a conversation to be had? No, because if what's his name? If Ben Chilwell misses the penalty instead, if Kieran Trippier misses the penalty instead, nobody is going to be booing them at the next ground in the next season. They're not booing them, man, because they're not racist towards them. Are you saying towards them?
Okay, so are you guys saying to me, if Emil Smith-Rowe was playing for Arsenal and playing for England that day, he missed the penalty, Chelsea fans would not be booing Emil Smith-Rowe?
They wouldn't be, not months later. They'll be booing him on the day. They'll be booing him in the week. They will not be booing him there. Oscar, this is a frigging farcical comment. It's a frigging farcical question. Tell me when it happened. Go on, tell me when it happened. Tell me when it happened.
I give you examples and you said no. So like it's fine.
No,
it's fine.
I said to you when Beckham went and played for Manchester United in the league season, name me the away fan or the home fan that was booing Beckham.
You're talking about 1998. I could find it probably, bro. It probably happened. Like,
go to the last couple of World Cups then. Last couple of World Cups, last couple of Euros. Last couple of World Cups and last couple of Euros. Last couple I haven't heard a peep talked about Harry Kane. I haven't heard a peep talked about who missed
what do you mean? All you have to do is pass the ball. Don't you guys have a song about
Arsenal, that? That's Arsenal singing about Tottenham Hotspur. It's nothing to do with him being a white striker.
But wait, correct me if I'm wrong. Was there a chant about Saka being black?
Why are they, Oscar? You have to have a chant. They were booing the kid when he had the ball.
I understand.
They didn't boo anybody else.
Let's move on because we spent a bit of time on this. But yeah, no, I just don't know because I've seen people going back and forth on my timeline. Like I said, I felt like it was racist. I've seen other people saying, "Nah, it's cool. It's all part and parcel of football. You boo rival players." So I just wanted to know if there was differing opinions here in the panel, but clearly not.
Yeah, you tell me Jack Grealish misses that, and the Norwich fans will be booing Jack Grealish come weekend. Not even close, guys. Not even close. Because we didn't hear nothing in 2018. We didn't hear nothing in 2016. We heard nothing in 2010, 2012. I'm not going back to the 90s like you're talking about Beckham. I'm talking about the last 10 years, last 4 tournaments.
All right,
you're out of your frigging mind. We could go for Pickford. We could go for any of them, man, we wanted to that day. Or Roy Hodgson even. Hodgson's getting a hero's welcome at Palace.
Even Ernst is saying Oscar out. Let's move on, B. Brandon says ignorance is
a question I want to ask though. The question I do want to ask. The question I do want to ask non-white Chelsea fans, how do you do it? I'm genuinely asking that. Because time and time again, your club is smeared in the mud. I mean, it was in the mud from the 80s and 70s and whatever else when everybody else was doing it and it was like acceptable. But in 2021, like I don't get it, bro. You know, we had this. What was it? Was it last year and the year before? There was always a conversation around Chelsea and this, and it's never. I don't get it, bro. I've never understood how non-white people, support Chelsea. But I genuinely don't get it.
I mean, it's like I would answer that question, but I feel like we'll be here for another 10 minutes. Like I could really go into it.
I have nothing to say. I'm just saying, nothing you can tell me will convince me otherwise. But you can say what you can say why you
because we experienced the same thing, Pete. We both supported England throughout the Euros this year, and we saw what happened to the black players after they missed their penalties. So we've all been in situations where you're living in a white country. No, hold on. We're all living in situations where you're living in a white country and racism exists. So you're moving in circles and organizations where it happens. And if you're like me, where you started supporting Chelsea when you was mad young, then it's like, bro, racism wasn't even in your mind when you made that decision. It's just as you get older, you realize that. So,
yeah, but what did I say? What did I say about the stuff with the whole England thing? That was it for me. Do you know what I'm saying? For England, it's like I can't really watch England like this. I can't really back England anymore because of that. Do you know them ones? I'm not really into it anymore. And yet, with the knowledge now, it's like boom. It's like even with everything. I'm not just saying you. I'm just saying all people that are non. That are thing. That are non.
But people are asking the question that I just raised basically, Peter. Why do you support England? How do you support England? I'm like, bro, like.
What do you mean? Like I just said, what's it to answer those people? What did I say to you, Oscar, when me and you were personally there? And I was like, this ain't it for me no more. Like the only time I've ever supported England, of course, is during the tournaments for sure. But what's it called? In terms of like going out and supporting them and nah, man, I'm not down with it no more. I'm not down with it. It was too much what I saw.
Ernest said, but this has been England though, and it's like, yeah, like for me, in the World Cup, I'm still supporting England. The fans that were racially abusing these black players don't change the way I feel about the football team that I'm supporting. Like, and the same with Chelsea. It's never changed that because the club itself doesn't stand for racism. it's got a section, and in Chelsea there's a large section of fans that
Do you know?
are into something that I'm not into.
Can I tell you what? Can I tell you what really disdained me with Chelsea back in the day? What really did make me feel like, because I understand the point, yeah? You're supporting, Timo Werner with Callum Hudson-Odoi, with Mendy, with every player that there is on the pitch, right? You're supporting, you're not necessarily supporting with the fans together and all that kind of jazz, right? I get that. You can watch and support your team from home, for example, right? I think for me, with Chelsea especially, I've got a very bitter taste with Chelsea specifically on this topic, because look at the scum you've had and you've backed, like John Terry, for example. Like, you've had that player, he's still your captain, leader, legend, but this guy, look at the stuff he's done. You know the ones, and it's not even repentive. It's not like it's a case of, I made a mistake, I flopped the base, forgive me, guys. Cool. I'm all for that. I'm all for forgiveness 100%. But it's the in denial, and then it's the, you know what I'm saying? It's like we know he's done it now, and then it's still continuing, and Chelsea still like backed it. You know the ones, the same way when Liverpool backed the whole Suarez thing. It was ridiculous, but even Liverpool's turned around and said that was a fat L, and they know they've messed up. Not to say that you can't make mistakes. Of course you can. Everybody will. I will make a mistake tomorrow. Make no mistake about that. But it's that thing for me with Chelsea where I'm just like, this is so vile. Like, I just don't get how they even, like, how do obviously the club can't do necessarily anything about it as such, but it's common theme with Chelsea. If you were to say who's the most racist football club in England, nobody would think twice between Chelsea, maybe Millwall. Those are your top
I would have said
two.
Millwall.
No, but as in, like, those are your top two without question. Okay, in the league, you would easily say it. And who's got the rich history, the history with Chelsea? It's just, it's insanity to me. It's insanity to me. But anyway, that's just my opinion.
But yeah, I don't think it's a competition of who's more racist than the other. Personally, I feel like it happens in all the clubs. There's just been a history of racism. We can find out all the stuff about it, and it's just a sad thing, really. But I also understand Oscar's point. Really, it's like you can still support the team for who they are as a team, but you don't have to necessarily associate yourself with that group of people, because it's not just in Chelsea; it's in every single club. So it is a thing. We can be in it for a while. When I question why do they support Chelsea, it's because of when I gave the Terry example. It's the fact that they came and they backed the guy. They came out and they've done. They still sort of stood. They stand by him to this day. Do you know what I'm saying? He's an ambassador for that football club. So if that's your ambassador, then I know kind of what you lot are all about. If that makes sense, and what you would and wouldn't allow. Would you say the same for Aston Villa? What about Aston Villa? As in, they employed Terry and he was there. Oh, first of all, I think Aston Villa are a scum club. If we want to get into the deep delves of it, I do think they're a scum club. Personally, in Birmingham, for me, it's Birmingham City all day long. But but look, it's what do I think about Aston Villa for employing him? I don't feel anything as such, because it doesn't matter to me. Like, I don't really care for Villa. Do you know them ones? I know people that support Chelsea. I don't know anyone that supports Villa. So I can't really ask that question the same way. Fair enough. Boss Liner said, Peter, Liverpool, Manchester United, racist clubs as well. We back Suarez with the racism. Caesar Sense says, support whoever you want, just don't be shocked at the consequences. He also says, Robin is right. Once you're in England, the sprinkling of racismo is pretty evident. Portsmouth players were sending racist tweets during the Euros. Yeah, man. Big up Portsmouth Football Club, by the way. Big up Portsmouth Football Club, because what did they do? They sacked their youth. I'll be honest. It's easy to do that, though. Obviously, big them up, but it's easy to do that. Talk to me. No, brother. If they're three youngsters that may or may not have made the grade anyway, let's just say hypothetically it was a 30-goal a season striker. Would that have been that swift? I think that's unfair, though. We'll never know. Oh, yeah, it's unfair. I think I understand the skepticism on that. I totally do, because it's a case of, well, let's, if it was, if he's Ruud van Nistelrooy and he's scoring 30 goals for them, would they do the same? It's just an unfair stick to hit them with. What they have done is they've done the right, exactly. They've done the right thing, and yet we're questioning their motives behind the right thing, and that's the problem with society and human beings alike. You can do something good, and we're questioning it. I hear that still. We all do it. Brandon Nelson said, I support Chelsea because of the African players I watched growing up. As for John Terry, I never celebrate him, and I won't. I don't care how good he was.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting debate. I suppose we can move on. But one last thing I did want to say, ironically now, because of the conversation we just had, it was a very, very touching to see Romelu Lukaku get love from the Chelsea fans. And you can see he was almost emotional, like patting the badge and celebrating with the fans, because obviously he's been a fan from young, always wanted to play this hub, and you know he's done a circle and he's come back.
One last thing as well, yeah. Can your players just piss off when they're celebrating? They don't need to come to the North Bank and one of them is shushing them and then the other one is frigging touching his bag. I should frigging throw a spanner at Reece James about flipping coming over to the corner and giving it stick.
Football, man.
Oh, this is football, is it? Is it? This is football.
Hold on, I
was just thinking, piss off. Nobody was booing you when you had the ball in the first place. So just piss off down to your own end. Go down there and celebrate with your guys.
First of all, yeah, they scored at the North Bank. They couldn't run down and celebrate. Yeah, that's too far. Second of all, you've been to games, bro. When man them are taking throw-ins, they're getting abuse, dogs abuse. They're taking a corner, they're getting told to F off and all this and that. This is just football, man. That happens.
I mean, there were so many incidents from when Lukaku scored and when Reece James scored, right? There were so many incidents after the fact. And it was just like, these players, I'm not protecting the players on this one because they've gone down to that corner and they've incited the crowd. Like they've deliberately gone in. Like it's the provoking. Yeah, they did. The provoking enough is that you scored against us. That's enough. Okay, we're already hurt by that. We're gutted by that. But you're going over there. You're shushing it. I remember Adebayo dropped over the advertising board and went into the track. And I was thinking, what's the matter with you? Get piss off down to North London, over to the white end of North London.
Them Arsenal boys, they threw bottles at Reece James.
Well done, Sherlock. I wonder why that was. You think they would have thrown a bottle if he'd gone and celebrated with his players? You think they would have thrown a bottle there? It's just so dumb. It's so thick, and they did it twice, and I was just like, "What's the matter with you lot?"
You want that side of football gone. You don't want James Vardy doing the eagle in front of the Crystal Palace fans. Bro, you're moving like a.
What I don't want. Listen, if you know, like when it was Ruud van Nistelrooy, say like I don't know, Adebayo against Man City, it made sense because it was Arsenal, Man City. We've got Romelu Lukaku shushing us like he's been irrelevant to us in his entire football career. We've never cared for him.
Yeah, but I know he plays for the scum.
He plays for the scum, fair enough. But like it's not Harry Kane.
I think
it's not Harry Kane.
Heckling players is normal.
Heckling players is normal, but
maybe a player can't shush the crowd.
I'll be honest, as long as it's not racist or personal, it's fair game, in my opinion.
It's just the crowd.
It was so annoying. I saw it and I was just like, I'll just piss off. Go the other way and go celebrate with your lot. Just enough off.
I like it. It's part of the game still, in my opinion.
Yeah, and then what happens is, things kick off and then we're having another conversation, another debate. And we never go back to sometimes the root of the problem. Not necessarily the root. That's not fair because, like you said, the fans will be giving them abuse throughout the game, but then the player then goes over to them, and it's like, what would you expect? When what's his name, Aubameyang? When Aubameyang went over I don't think he went over to the Spurs end, but he scored a goal and he stood where he was and he sort of celebrated, and they dashed a banana at him, and it was just like, for flip's sake, man. And come over to the end that love you and let us jump on top of you in adoration.
I just want to shout out Reece James. Bad boy finish, bad boy assist. He done his thing today. I guess our time is spent on Chelsea versus Arsenal. Should we move on to another game?
Yeah,
we can do. Let's go over. Where's Abdi065? Because he's been unless you've hidden his comments. Because I thought about
I haven't hidden his comments.
I thought about him as well.
At full time, I thought about that guy. I said, we said on the podcast last week, pump the friggin' brakes. Why? Because you're going to go against and I remember saying it myself. You're playing Leeds United. That is perfect for Manchester United. Let us play football. And Man United will pick their moments and pick them off the park.
Yeah.
They then go to a team who are going to do nothing but play stiff. And Southampton were okay. But like I said last week, it's a garbage side. Under no circumstances should listen. If you want to know a reason why Man United were never gonna win the league this season, or were never even gonna be in the title race, in my opinion, it's for performances like that on Sunday. That is it. Thank you very much, Manchester United. Thank you for taking part. Good night. You've now left the title challenge to the rest of the other three. Because that was, Robin, help me. It was a poor performance against a very garbage Southampton side. Talk to me, bro.
It was a game that just reminded me of a few things. Number one, we should have put the game to bed. I'll put that out there straight away because we had chances upon chances. There's always a rule, and we keep saying it on this podcast. In the Premier League, if you do not take your chances, you are going to get punished, right? So, we should have literally. I was thinking about that game back. It was just a game of annoyance. The goal that we even conceded, and I said this time again, we need to get rid of Fred. Fred offers nothing. I watched 70 minutes of garbage with that guy, and it just reminded me. Well, last week I said we need a DM, somebody to control that, because we have utter garbage in that number 6 role. De Gea. I saw some people put De Gea in the fantasy league, and I was like, "Why did you? That's wrong with you. You never put De Gea."
Call them out. Call them out. Call them out today.
That was
right
quite.
now,
That was a quite. I'll have to go
Call
back
them
and
out.
look. But I
De Gea
saw
go
them.
in fantasy.
De Gea in the fantasy. I was like,
Call them. I am going to find you guys.
You can have a look while I finish talking. But yeah. And it was clearly shown that I said that this guy needs to rise, but he's not rising. Anthony Martial should not be starting from now on. I'm glad Edison Cavani is back. It was a bit harsh. He wasn't going to make the starting 11 because he just flew back from Uruguay, and that's fine. I was like, Anthony, this is your last game before I see the bench. Please score a goal. But he didn't. All right. So then when Sancho came on, we saw the change, but it was too late by then. We saw the change of how much is going. No, you have your questions. I will get to you.
Okay. Please get to my question. Please get to my. I have many questions.
Joyce, there was a buzzword he's just triggered for me, and it just sparked off for me.
I know what the buzzword was. I
hope it is the same for you.
Robin, carry on. We'll have our questions after.
And then And when we came back, we saw 1-1. And by the way, who has the assist record? I can't remember who has it. But I feel like Paul Pogba, before you leave, can you please break the assist record? You got 5 assists.
One of my questions is to do with that.
Yeah.
Can I ask
I just wanted to carry on.
I'll do it later.
Go ahead. But I just saw at the end of the game, I was like, this was 2 points dropped. We could have easily gotten 3 points and carry on. I can be like, yes, it's the second day of the season, blah, blah, blah. Still a long way to go. But it just highlighted, again, what we need. And the transfer window closes in exactly 7 days, people. 7 days, all right? So I need 7 days to find a midfielder.
I'm Manchester United even linked with anyone. I ain't even heard that you're trying to get
there is a couple people, but it's not strong. And I'm just
it's like whispers in the wind.
Yeah, it's one of those ones. And I'm just like, well, even if you're not going to get him in midfield, just get Fred off the damn pitch. I just don't want to see him anymore. You have Donny van de Beek. He's there, just sitting there rotten. I don't know why you bought him if you're not going to use him. And we spent quite a bit of money on him.
You see?
Nonetheless, he just Abdi's here.
That's Abdi's trigger words. Fred, he says Fred, then he'll appear.
Abdi, let me read Abdi's comments because you guys did call him out, yeah. So he said, "Nah, Fred is a bad boy. It's Matic. He moves like a ferry. Do you know how slow ferries move?" That's crazy. Yeah? He said, "This United side always make me look like idiots." I think it's you, bro. I think you're doing that. You, bro. This guy played Matic and Fred against Southampton. He don't play Van der Beek when we needed him. Why didn't he start Sancho? Ollie is flipping jar. And then Ernest responded and said he blamed Ollie for his fast of a take.
Yeah, this wasn't.
Ernest is telling all of us to boo this man. Boo! Boo!
There was some good things that we saw. Like I said, Mason Greenwood is looking sharp. Sancho, when he came on, looking nice. Pogba doing his thing. Bruno, so close with his header, but so with Pogba as well. David De Gea saving us again. Maguire, he had a good game, but he let himself down, if that makes sense. And it's just like, why?
He'll do that for you, don't worry. You can bank on that one. You can bank on that one happening every season.
At the end of the game, it was just like, okay, we didn't lose, but we should have won. That's how I feel. If that makes sense.
Guys,
Yeah.
I have four,
No,
maybe
Peter,
five. Pete, you want to go first?
Peter,
I
go
mean,
first.
I had my hand up. First.
You can hand up first. You can go first, but trust me.
Because you got, seeing as you got quite a couple, I'm just going to go with my quick ones. First of all, Anthony Martial. In fact, Tony Marshall. What am I doing?
Yep.
Tony Marshall is a freelance striker.
You're stepping over.
What does that mean?
not-
What does that mean?
As in, he's not a full-time member of staff at Manchester United. Because you're not fooling me, Adrian. You're not fooling me, Adrian. Yeah? Listen to me. I've watched this kid when he came onto the scene with Louis van Gaal's Manchester United. And Martin Tyler was giving it large when he scored against Liverpool on his debut. But you cannot fool me, that he's a full-time employee at Manchester United. Because he's not. He's here for a good time. And that is it. He's not here for a long time. He's here for a good one. Anthony Martial, I cannot believe it. How is he playing for Manchester United in 2021?
Pete, I'm calling for the tag. I want the tag. Tag me.
I will say, let me say something good before I did it. Tag, go.
Tag. Hey, I need Abdi to answer these questions. I need Robin to answer these questions. I need Ernest to answer these questions. Why did Manchester United start Ashley Young up front? Explain why Ashley Young was playing the number 9. Why?
Wow.
No, this guy, Mason Greenwood has done nothing but clap goals at centre forward, and he gets shifted. This Martial, you know, I used to actually like Martial.
Oscar, name Southampton's back 3, 4, 5, whatever they were, and this pile of garbage could not score against them. Yeah, I called him that. He is a pile of garbage. He's a waste of space at Manchester United. Man said, Ashley Young. This guy, the guy tried to turn on his inner Thierry Henry and shave his head like that was going to do anything new. He was even worse. He was worse. You know when people like Mourinho, when they shaved their head, they knew what time it was. When Henry shaved that bean in 2004, it was lights out. It was lights out for everybody. Anthony Martial comes off with no hair, first and foremost, and he's here to eat Southampton. I'm going to name their back four. Because one of them was 18 years old from Chelsea's youth academy. And I couldn't believe it.
I was going there. My next question was for Abdi. Abdi! Why? Why Abdi? Valentino Livramento. Dust Fred on the floor. On the floor.
Oh, he left him at the shop. On the halfway line.
Fred is a big man. Fred is grown. Fred is a grown-up. I've been told he's a pastor and getting dropped by.
Well, he's not a footballer, so at least he's good for something.
He's not a footballer, Adrian. And why did Manchester United think, and why did any fan, if they thought they could win this league, why did anyone think that when your centre midfielders consist of McTominay and Fred, and when you want to bring someone off the bench, it's Matic? What on earth are we talking about? When I was talking about Manchester United's transfer window, the defender was definitely a priority. But the one in midfield was huge, was the elephant in the room. But they were too busy flirting with Sancho, and they flirted with him for a year. They were that desperate for him. They went and got him, and it's not a bad transfer. Please understand. But this is Manchester United. You need to get your finger out, okay? You sold Romelu Lukaku and still haven't replaced him yet, okay? And it's honestly, Oscar, you're spot on about Greenwood. Greenwood comes out here licking shots, yeah, doing his thing, working hard for the team. And then my man gets brushed to the side for Tony Marshall.
No, I got no love for Man United, but I got love for Mason Greenwood, yeah. This is your star boy. This is your one. Play him in the line.
Let me ask you, man.
No, that's just it. From next week, I'm hoping from next week I see El Matador in the number 9.
Listen,
that's all
let me ask you this question. I want to ask all the Man United fans this question. Who is Romain Perraud? Who is Valentino Livramento? Who is Mohamed Salisu? And who is Jack Stevens? And even furthermore, the goalkeeper, Alex McCarthy. Jack Stevens, Adrian, was there.
He was crap 3 years ago.
Was there. I
thought when he got sent off at the Emirates, that's the last I ever thought I'd ever see of him.
Honestly, there are players I am naming, Mandem. and Galdem. I am naming players in the defence that played against Manchester United. Hasenhüttl should have been fired for the starting for that back four in the first place. But the fact he's got a point. He's come out with actual dignity. He came out with some sort of integrity. Manchester United should be ashamed of themselves. On a good note on Paul Pogba, I've come to this conclusion. He doesn't pass. He just touches the ball. Because that ball into the penalty area to lead to the goal, my God. I saw it and I said, oh my, he doesn't pass. He just touches the ball. It's a caress. Because I don't know how that ball made it there. How did it make it there?
We love it. We love it when you're watching a TV series and it hooks you early on. You have to wait bare episodes. So unlocking Pogba season 5, it started strong. Started very, very strong. Yeah? But I want to pose the question to the group. If Paul Pogba does not bag 20 assists this season, is that a bigger bottle job than Brendan Rodgers?
No. Oscar, when you're feeding Anthony Martial, ask Ozil. Ozil was feeding Olivier Giroud for 12 months, okay? And he was on assist 19 in December. He didn't make another assist since. He didn't make another assist since. He was on assist 19 in December. Okay?
These comments are killing me.
If you are feeding him...
He has 5 in 2 games.
He has had 5 in 2 games. Who are the goal scorers?
Mason Greenwood. Twice.
Mason Greenwood.
Bruno Fernandes.
Right. So what has to be key, Oscar? What has to be very key for Pogba to hit 30 assists this season is Gunman needs to be in the gun position and Bruno needs to Fernandes. That's what we need to see. We need to see that all season long.
I have found him.
Oh, I found him too. Ryan C. Okay. What's his name of his team? Because I couldn't get the name.
33.
Remington. Listen, brother. David De Gea in your goal in fantasy? And there's been a second goal at the London Stadium, of course. You lot of men. Ben Rama, would you believe it?
We were talking about Said Ben Rama earlier on, and bro, he's doing his thing.
Man. The West Ham faithful know about him.
He's doing his thing. Abdi said, Oscar, you are forgetting Mkhitaryan had 5 assists in the first 3 games of the 17-18 season. Look what happened then after. I expect Paul Pogba to be a much bigger cut above Mkhitaryan.
Oscar, it's unfair. It's unfair because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, first of all, the inept manager, because we haven't touched him yet, the inept manager is going to be, if he's going to play Martial again at number 9 this season, I'm done talking about Manchester United. I'm done. They need to, they're not serious with the midfield situation. It's a big one. I don't know what Donny van der Beek has done. Whose wife he slept with, whose pictures he's got of, whatever sex tapes he's got, whatever it may be, something is not correct. You spend 40 minutes. I mean, imagine. So I scout you. I scout. First of all, you trust Fred. I can't trust him with my life. That's number one. But number 2, you scouted this player, right? In the Ajax side, Dutch international. You thought to yourself, he looks good. He's a good player. People like Frankie de Jong went, De Ligt went, another piece, Ziyech went, right? You thought, where's the other pieces of that puzzle that we can nab? Yes, they went and got Donny van der Beek. Looked like a superb signing at 40 million quid as well. You thought, fair enough. How many minutes has he got in the Premier League? How many minutes has he got in the Premier League? Has he played? Has he got 90 minutes of Premier League football? I beg to differ. I can't understand it. They have Manchester United have more goalkeepers than Arsenal have central midfielders. I can't get this. How do you have 5 goalkeepers? Ernest said one's for the Community Shield, the other one's for the Super Cup, the other one's for the Europa League, the other one's for the Champions League. Come on. Manchester United talk about championship, you know full well, bro. I am not ever entertaining such horse manure in not again. Until you get a serious manager, until you get a serious centre forward and a serious midfielder. Robin, over to you.
My last question was directed at Ernest. Last week, we were talking a bit about Southampton, and I mentioned Che Adams. He told me to allow the Che Adams hype. Well, this one's for you.
a big gulp for that Che. There's some strong Che in that.
Che Adams, biggest thighs in the league.
Oh, I tell you what, man. Man United, at least they'll entertain me this year. At least they'll be entertaining this year.
Big man thing, though. I didn't get to watch the full game. I only saw highlights on Match of the Day. And how was Sancho's cameo?
It was fine. He was doing his job. He was doing his job. It literally was not putting the ball in the net. That was literally the whole game.
Do you know what? Yeah, like this is how much I think how much Tony should be gone.
At least he works hard. At least Adams works hard.
Yeah, I'm sure Adams burns more calories in 90 minutes. I'm sure Trey Adams burns more calories per 90. But what I would say as well, Oscar,
more league goals last season, more league goals this season than Martial. So I don't even think that's fair.
Well, there you go then. What's it called? You know, I'm so fed up of Tony Marshall that it's better off playing James on the right wing and Greenwood up front than it is to have Anthony Martial up there with Greenwood. That's how finished. I was done with him season 2. Season 2 I gave was his final straw with me, right? And you know I've been barking on that kid ever since. So imagine what I feel like now. I'm giving away this child. He must be friggin' he is a builder.
Oh, listen, is he a builder? What do you mean he works hard?
He is
those numbers.
I can't like Adrian. The fact that you said he works hard, I hate that. I hate it.
No, because you said Martial or Che Adams. I said at least I know what he's gonna give me. Tony at the moment, what's he giving me?
You don't know what you're gonna get.
A few flicks here and there.
How funny would it be next week he gets a hat-trick against Wolves? How funny would that be?
That's how it works.
Was his all-around game bad?
I mean, it didn't look like a guy who's not been playing games, yeah, and is trying to desperately get into the side and tell Ollie, look,
like you need to understand, like, look, Manchester United weren't bad. That's the thing. They weren't bad.
They weren't bad.
It was just two things. We weren't putting the ball in the net, and Fred.
I don't know. I feel like Chris Armstrong. Is it Chris Armstrong? Is it Stuart Armstrong?
No, Southampton got their chances.
The new striker,
Adam
Armstrong. Flip it. Yeah, I feel
Chris Armstrong. Who's Chris? Let's go back to Tottenham.
Armstrong used to play for Tottenham. Stuart Armstrong used to play for Ipswich. I don't know where my mind was going with those strikers.
I think they got a Stuart Armstrong as well.
Armstrong from Celtic, yeah.
But
the midfielder.
Man United. It's fine because I watched some other football, which we will get onto later. Because
we'll see, Annie. We'll see.
Yeah, let's move on. I'll be excited to talk about United next week. Who you got next week, Robin?
Got Wolves.
Wolves.
Yeah. Okay, that's what Ernest's comments make sense. He said, "What if he works hard against Wolves?" Yeah.
Thing is, Wolves, you should beat. I mean, I say this because Wolves are under Bruno Lage. They are playing a lot more attacking, open football. So Man United will have their moments in that game, and I'm pretty sure they'll score a couple. One thing that United need to nip in the bud is going behind away from home. Because I know you've got a great record, and I know you've come back from behind and blah blah. I don't know if you have seen Monday Night Football earlier today, but they had the graphic of Solskjaer pre-pandemic, post-pandemic, and it's like the stats of away games, and it's like before the pandemic, every time you went behind, you never won. You never won a game. And then this time around, I think in the last 12, you'd won 9 away from home, from coming from behind. So it was a bit like, I don't know. Martial almost scored, cleared off the line. I think Southampton should have won. De Gea saved the day.
That was
interesting. Should have won. You know what?
Yeah, bro. Armstrong should have scored twice. He had 2 good chances.
But then again, you could argue, Man United had a few chances as well. I guess a draw might have been a fair result.
I only watched Match of the Day and I saw bits of the game, so I don't know the balance of play, but I saw Southampton have chances that they should have scored.
What was interesting, the last 20 minutes in the game when you're chasing the game, Man United didn't look like it's almost like when Man United scored their equaliser, it was almost like the wind came out of their sails in a weird way. It didn't, I don't think Man United were in that box. There wasn't many chances created with 20 minutes to go, for example. And that felt a bit weird. But I just wondered whether the gas had just burnt and it was just one of those, look, live to fight another day. Anyway, shall we move on? Do we think Man United will beat Wolves?
Yeah, they will. I see us being on 7 points. I see us being on 7 points before the international break.
Yeah?
I thought 7. I thought it was gonna be 2 wins and a draw. If I was honest.
Yeah. I hear that.
Also, we didn't make a prediction. I don't think we need to anyway. But Arsenal travel to City on Saturday at 12:30. So we've got City, Arsenal, and then we've got Liverpool, Chelsea.
I think I might have to bring back Grealish into the team.
What are we doing Saturday, guys? What are we doing on Saturday?
Why don't you have Grealish already?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey.
He got taken out after the Tottenham. He got swapped with Jota, and Jota got mid-points. Jota got mid-points.
But Grealish got mid-points too.
That's the L. Grealish repaid his price tag.
Norwich at home still. But we got his points.
Jota got me points.
Let's be real. Grealish was cold.
Yeah, man, he'll be aight. He'll be aight. All right.
Hey, based on that goal alone, starting of the season so far, right? Surely. I'm joking, bro.
What's the score going to be at the Etihad against Arsenal?
4. 4-0.
Because you lot are just going to not play. You're not going to play football.
That's exactly it. That's how it's been the last 2 weeks.
Not going to play.
Wait, where are you right now? I want to know your goal difference. What is it?
I think it'll be like
we're 19th.
It'll be like a 2-0 battering or 3-0 battering.
We're going to be in the relegation zone.
What difference is -4, bro? I can tell you.
Yeah, we'll be in the relegation zone until like the end of September. Like we're going to be swimming. We're going to be swimming here for a while.
Damn.
What's like?
Do we care to talk about City? Are we that or?
Look,
it
was
was City versus Norwich on a 3 p.m. kickoff, and they went on TV. We all know.
What did you expect? And also that scoreline is always going to be the same, wasn't it?
Do you know what I noticed, bro?
Yeah,
I noticed it's going to be a tough season for Billy Gilmore, man. Good luck, kid.
He's going to learn midfield. He's going to learn the midfield position this season. Yeah, AD, you said how are Norwich worse this time than they were last time when they came up? And I tell you what, the defending against Manchester City, albeit Manchester City, but it was horrific. Car crash stuff. It was so bad.
And that leads me to a question actually. Like, I was listening to, as you call, was it Talk Spite? And whilst I was listening to a clip come up on Twitter, and they basically made the point: what is Norwich's ambition as a club? Because it almost seems like that team, it's almost like they're building a team to win the championship next season. And then they made it. And, no, I mean, we laugh about it, but they made an interesting point where it's like their aim is to be within the top 24 teams of England. So it's the fact that they'll come for a season, get relegated, go up again the next season, either automatically via the playoffs, and keep doing that thing, and they'll eventually one day they finish 17th. What do you guys think? Do you think that's is that the right way to do it? Should they just sort of spend 100 million to try to stay up now?
I think it's, you know what? Here's why I call it Talk Spite, right? Because it's unfair to do that when they played Liverpool and Manchester City, and now we're coming to that conclusion.
I mean, the context as well. The context as well was like last time they come up, they spent £1 million. This season, maybe they spent 20? I don't know how much. Let's just say, for argument's sake, 20 million. So in this day and age, that's not going to be nowhere near enough. So I think that's the context as well.
Are they a rich football club? Are they? I understand the whole 100 million thing, but 100 million gets given to you for coming to the Premier League. It doesn't necessarily mean you blow it on just transfers. There's other things to cater for. Now that you're in the Premier League, there's going to be a lot more outgoings because you're in a more expensive place. You know what I'm saying? You're in an expensive city. And so when you're in the Championship, like the running costs in the Championship, for example, will be cheaper than the running costs in the Premier League.
Yeah,
I'm sure how many players got a promotion in terms of wages when they went up. There's probably a promotion clause in their contract. There's probably the idea that, now that you're in the Premier League and now that, Sky Sports and BT Sport, you're going to have to add this into your stadium. You're going to have X, Y. There's more things, that are going to be running, that are going to be, outgoing. 100 million by broadcast money doesn't mean you just buy the bank. You know what I'm saying? Look at Fulham, 100 million they did, and they sunk back down. They spent 100 million. Like, what's Norwich City's ambition? Look, the manager plays good football for Championship football, right? Fair enough. He's a fantastic manager in the Championship, Daniel Farke, yeah? But in the Premier League, he's not cut out. He's not cut out to, like David Wagner. Is it David or Daniel? David Wagner of Huddersfield.
Yeah.
He done tremendous with Huddersfield, but let's keep it a buck. He was swimming in a boat that had holes in it. So eventually it was always going to sink. He's not cut out for it. In fact, did he get Schalke relegated or did they fire him before that?
No, they had like four managers that season.
Well, there you go. So for me, I think as harsh as it sounds, let's see how they go. Let me let these 2 games go away. Their season starts after the international break, right? If, for example, I think Leicester City have pulled one back. I see Tielemans celebrating, so it looks like they pulled one back. If it might sound harsh, but maybe they need to get rid of Farke and get a new manager in there, and somebody who can be progressive.
But to do what though? But again, that goes like the fire.
Everyone's ambition should be like those of Burnley and those of a Palace. Get in the league and stay in there first and foremost. That's important. And then you can grow from there. I know football's not linear. It's never like that. But that's the ambition and the aim. Don't be these yo-yo West Brom. West Brom, Fulham, Norwich. They're from the same ilk. They come up, they go down. That's been their life. I think they've been promoted 5 times. Is that correct? In the Premier League, they've been promoted to the Premier League 5 times. 5 times, yeah. It was their 5th entry for a league that started in '92. How's this your 5th entry? Your 5th promotion? You know them ones.
I'll tell you what, the Premier League bouncers will be tired of seeing them. You look again for tax you out.
Honestly, West Brom. I don't know if you've seen them in the Championship recently. They are flying. They are flying in the Championship. So, and we got them on Wednesday, and I'll be down there like a mug at the Hawthorns for Carabao Cup round 2.
Seen it? Has everyone seen it? There's been a goal at the London Stadium.
Yeah, either there's been another goal, or Robin is just airing man. Just airing.
Because
there's been a goal.
No, it is. The Leicester goal you're talking about.
Yeah. I just say,
we did.
Peeps, yeah.
No, we just spoke about it, bro. We just spoke about it.
Okay. I did not hear it. I definitely did not hear it. So
yeah, Tielemans scored 2-1. Shout out to SW6. Peter England they saw the yellow of the top 4 podcast and he said, let's talk about Norwich for 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Each to their own. You got to respect the Premier League. I like it.
No, it's their competition, that's why.
The thing is, whoa. Is that what we're doing? Okay. It
is what it is.
It is what it is. You know what? At the end of the day, I just remember watching Norwich and I remember making a note and I said, I remember what Adrian said last week and I thought I'd bring it back up. They are worse than what they were before. Facts.
Awful team.
Who should we move on to? That's it, really, isn't it? Oh, Liverpool. AD, Slaughterhouse business at the Anfield. Lovely singing, lovely chant.
I wouldn't call it a slaughterhouse. I just thought... I watched the game. It was a 12:30 kickoff. No, I wouldn't call it a slaughter.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Burnley were just there. They were trying to get through. They had chances to score, by the way. They did score one, but that was just offside. And I thought a sucker punch was coming. But luckily, VAR saved them.
Luckily? That's why Liverpool play a high line.
No, but I feel like... No, but watching that game, I had 2 thoughts. I thought, this is Burnley. Liverpool should win this. It was comfortable 2-0. But at the same time, I thought, Liverpool, with this high line, it's going to cost them. It's going to cost them. And it worries me. That's all I have to say really about that game.
Yeah.
But I think Liverpool are good. I feel like they've got gears to go. Man. I'm sure Adrian back in the...
Yo, is it me? The sound is me.
No, Oscar's flapping.
Yeah, Oscar's moving. I thought it was me. I thought, Oscar's I am not hearing you.
Sounds like you're a Margate,
brother. Oscar's taking Chelsea to a new level with the 3G Wi-Fi you got over there, man.
I was like, what?
Yeah, he's dead. He's gone. Adrian, speak on your team.
I think comfortable, and I quite like this game as well. I quite like the symmetry of it because we fast forward. Well, we went back to that nasty period we had where we played Burnley. They beat us. We were flat, devoid of confidence, no real ideas, no real flair, defensively poor as well. Fast forward to this game where I think the crowd gave us an extra boost. Obviously, I think having sort of Matip and Van Dijk together gave us an extra boost. Obviously, and I think Harvey Elliott in certain moments may potentially give us that extra bit of quality, guile, and flair to sort of help us. Because I thought with his performance, I actually thought playing Burnley at home is probably the best thing for him because on the one hand, he's going to get the kicking, the physicality, plumbers throwing their tools at him, but then he's also going to have 51,000 people fighting for him in his corner as well. And then we sort of saw how his game sort of evolved from first half to second half as well. And then I thought Salah, even though he did the score, was really, really good. And yeah, I mean, all we got to do really sort of beat teams that were better than. As Oscar said, I don't think we really necessarily had to step out of second gear. And yeah, we keep going, man.
Yeah, the reason I think I originally thought it was like a slaughterhouse thing is because I got caught up in it. In the group chat. Yo, this is a magazine. In the group chat, right? Let me switch this. In the group chat, it was like even I was like, right, Liverpool fans. They're cheering for the boys. I think you just finished your warm up. The crowd were up for it, and I was like, man, I love that about them. That they do legit celebrate with their team. They do back their team. And obviously, when the game went on, I think you must have had like 25 shots on goal. I swear you had
Pope made some good saves as well.
Pope was making some good saves. I love Nick Pope. I think he's a brilliant goalkeeper. And I just felt like yes, Liverpool could have gone in the second gear, but I think had they taken the chances, we would have said Liverpool were in fine form, gear 4. Maybe it was just the finishing. Mane still worries me slightly, just a little bit. Because I'm wondering, because when Mane's red hot, he's red hot from minute 1 till minute 90 in the last game of the season. And yet, when I'm seeing these, just little things like, I'm just like, yo, do a new hairstyle, cut the hair or whatever.
He needs to go bored still.
He looks shabby. He just looks shabby. Where it's one of those ones, like, man ain't really like, he's not really been kicking the ball. Like, he's not been on it. He's not been on form. But listen, Liverpool are going to be we're creeping, and they'll be top 2 come the end of the season, no doubt, challenging for that league title. And if Man City don't get that striker, Liverpool, it's over to you.
It's number 1. Liverpool number 1 if City don't get that striker, boys.
Yeah, I agree. I think so.
I had to leave and come back. Am I better now? You can hear me.
Yeah. You're human again.
You've upgraded.
Calm.
And then I feel on another note as well. I think Alisson. Alisson's going to play a big role because for me, what I love about his game is I don't necessarily think he particularly pulls off. How can I put it? Like theatrical saves, or like very rarely does Alisson pull off a save where I say, how on earth has he managed to do that? But I think for him, what he does is he's mastered the basics, and by doing that, shots are easy for him. If that makes sense. So yeah, there's little things as well. He does that. So if the ball does come in behind, he's there to sweep as well. So yeah, the system's cooking. Obviously.
Sorry, I was just going to say, do you know how underrated that what you just said? You just said something there, and I think you even tweeted this about Alisson. But like, when you do the simple, basic things well,
makes it like so much easier.
You're exceptional. You know them ones, and I think that's such an underrated thing. Like, it's so annoying because you might see a goalkeeper be the spectacular saver, but can't do the basics, and then you're just a washed guy. Like, you're just a dead guy, fam. But Alisson, absolutely. I don't find many times when I'm like, oh my god, how? He
has his moments. Don't get me wrong.
He does have his moments.
But so does every keeper. You know what I mean?
Leno does. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes Leno.
That's a low. That's a low bar.
That's more than moments.
That's his default setting.
Why did you
like put Leno like he's this bastion or this standard goalkeeper?
My argument for Leno is exactly the opposite. For example, he made look at the header against Lukaku when he hit the bar, and Lukaku's even asking the question, did he save it? It happens so fast. He asked, did he save it? So, but he's not doing the basics well. But Leno's a kind of goalkeeper. He has his moments. He saved Arsenal really yesterday. But Yeah, no, I think Addison definitely, what makes his price tag what it is because when I walk into a room and he's there, everything's steady. I have nothing to worry about. Oh dear, don't tell me.
Yeah, I don't know where it's come from. I'm watching
the wind is blowing in the right direction. It's blowing in the right direction. Let me double check and see if it's going the right way.
Right. What's right and what's wrong?
Oh, West Ham is right. Let's make no bones about it. They hate Tottenham. They hate Chelsea. They hate Tottenham and Chelsea, and they're from London. Number two. Brendan Rodgers is on the other.
Yeah, do you like West Ham?
Peter has no reason. Yeah,
I don't necessarily like West Ham, but they annoy me when they don't do well. Does that make sense?
I hear that.
It's fantastic. It's Mikel Antonio.
Come on, man.
Listen, he's put that man on the back and said, "It's my time.
It's my time to shine."
Tony Marshall, have a look. Tony Marshall, have a look. You know, Antonio is Anthony. Antonio is Anthony, but we can call him Antonio. Mikel is just Michael. He could be called Michael Anthony for all weekend, but no. Mikel Antonio is fully deserved.
You know, that's actually an amazing name, you know? For English. Yeah, for English lads.
Oh, that's a finish.
Why has he done that? Have you not? So he's picked up a cardboard cutout of himself, like raised it in the air and then kissed it. What's the gimmick here?
He's the man.
Anthony is a weird guy. I'm not gonna lie. He's a weird guy.
You remember that celebration when he just started doing hopscotch?
Yeah. He reminds me of that brother in Big Brother, the black guy who had to climb the walls. Is it Brian Bello?
Brian.
No,
yeah.
I can't lie, guys. That celebration is one for the ages. Like we're for a long time. He had a cardboard. When you said cardboard cutout of himself, I thought it was just like a face mask. It's a full life size
body image.
His whole body.
It's a life size image. Oh, who's that? Sancho got sent to the kebab shop, blood. That guy went for a doner. He was gone for a doner. He went for a doner.
The cardboard cutout is to scale.
Yeah,
must be a big cardboard. He's wedge. He's a problem still.
He's now the top goal scorer in Premier League history. Wow. West Ham's top goal scorer in Premier League history with 48 goals. Big up Mikel.
So weird to me.
Yeah, that is weird. It's wrong.
Considering he's been right back, he's been a midfielder.
Man.
Oh, fair enough. He's the goal, like on a Messi team.
Fair enough. SW6 is saying like that cutout is because if he broke the record, that's what he was going to do. Iconic moment.
Guys, whose phone is vibrating, bro?
Big him up. Big him up still.
It's obviously AD. Do you know how many ads this guy gets?
Someone needs to remove.
Do you know how many ads AD gets on a regular? Galama Ericsson, Galama Nokia.
Not even. It's going to be like you, bro.
Shut up, this guy.
Should we get through the rest of this the show?
Let's wash through, bro.
Yeah.
What's Boss like saying?
Let's give them awards.
Do you know? Awards. Hang on, what's Boss like saying? Peter, how do you feel that this meaty Spurs side could be 9 points ahead of Arsenal by the end of the week? Listen, it's all good. It's all good being 9 points ahead in August. That's fantastic. As Roy Keane always says.
I don't know, you know.
What is going on in May?
9 points is a lot, bro.
Nah, you're all right, bro. Don't worry. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. You know what it is, yeah? It's one of those, isn't it? Like, what's Arsenal's ceiling this season, in your opinion?
Ceiling?
Ceiling?
What is our ceiling this season?
I don't know.
What is the best we could possibly get, all things considered?
8th.
So there you go. If it's 8th, which I totally disagree with, but if it's 8th, then be 9 points behind Spurs.
Hey, Robin, that's outrageous. How can you say 8th?
It's the ceiling.
Because I think about it, and
that's best case scenario.
If I said if this carries on as it is, I'm concerned.
Yeah, but Robin, it's a long season. We're 2 games in.
It is a long season. I know.
Remember
I know it's 2 games in. That's what
remember where Man United were this time last year. Like, things change.
And what did I say every time? It's early days. So you don't need to lecture me on that.
But you're saying our best. You're saying our best case scenario.
No, but I'm concerned about Arsenal. Like Peter said, it's game 39. I'm waiting for them to start the season.
It's game 40 now. So wait, it's game 40 now. So we're going into game 41 after the international break. Yeah, because look, guys, it's literally Hale End playing out there, or players that are 20 years old. Like there's a 20-year-old in every position, almost. You know?
Yeah.
It's just.
And for Rams though, because 23 is no age for a goalkeeper.
So if I
lovely stuff, John. Lovely stuff. Listen, get Mikel Antonio in your fantasy team.
Another one.
That's what I'll say.
I can't lie. I wish
get him in your
I
fantasy team.
I wish I was in the flipping London Stadium right now, man.
It must be raucous.
Nice.
They'll be off there now. Danny Dyer in the box.
That Forever Blowing Bubbles song is incredible.
And do you know how long it is for them man to go to Leicester after this game? At 10 o'clock, go to Leicester.
Yeah, no consideration whatsoever.
I've just seen the goal. That's a good goal.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, if I am the Amazon CEO, if I'm Jeff Bezos, I'm thinking,
dear.
right. Next
Sorry.
year, Amazon have a
Wait, Robin,
documentary
one second. This Antonio goal, I didn't even take it. I took it for granted. The touch.
It's a good goal. It's a good goal.
Touch.
It's a good goal, guys.
For number 50.
It's a man's finish as well. He made sure. You'll see. When you see the finish, you're like, yeah, he had to make sure the food is coming home today.
Big up Antonio.
I've seen it. Oh, it's brilliant.
It's a brilliant goal. I took it for granted the first time.
Big him up, man.
He's one goal away from Premier League 50 goals.
That's amazing.
Man, that is amazing. Oscar, what would you say? Sorry, Robin, CEO of Amazon.
Yeah, if I'm CEO of Amazon, I'm thinking, right, next year I've got a documentary coming out on Arsenal, and I'm looking at the scores. I'm thinking, what can I do to get the viewers to see this documentary? I can't lie. I'll make the first month free. The month of July, make it free for everyone to see, to get the viewers, because I cannot wait to see the start of this season.
Robin, I got one better.
Yeah, go on.
I got one better. When we were getting the smackdown laid at the carpet yesterday, and it should have been 3 and 4 and 5, I thought if Amazon are smart, they should be releasing early clips. We need early episodes. Like in the next month, there should be episode 1. Because how can
for next year
episode 1? Because how can we wait for this? You know what I mean? This needs to be like.
Oh, that'd be lit, you know. Imagine if they done it week by week.
Honestly, if you wanted to cream the money, the thing is, how much juice can you really get out of it is the question. Because if they start seeing that, these men are hotting man up, then Arsenal could turn around and be like, we're going to close bare things off.
Yeah, guys, I just want to remind you all that like Tottenham literally sacked Poch in their All or Nothing, and none of that was in the documentary. So I'm not getting my hopes up thinking we're going to see some great meltdowns in the Arsenal camp. It's going to be a fluff piece. Like Arsenal are doing it. Josh Kroenke is involved in this because he knows it's going to increase the profile of the club commercially around the world. People that don't watch football watch these kind of documentaries.
Don't forget they've been in it already. The Kroenkes have done their one already with the Rams. They've done one before.
Yeah, and those are fluff pieces. Those are there to make your club look great, and everyone's going to enjoy it.
Exactly.
The Spurs one was fantastic. I enjoyed. But
Spurs what was better? Spurs or Man City? What was better? Spurs or Man City?
It depends, because City was serious. Was a serious
success.
one.
It was all.
Yeah,
it was all.
Yeah, it was all.
That's the truth about. That's the truth about.
Whereas Spurs was nothing.
No, guys, Spurs went to Brighton and got bopped 3-0. They didn't put it in the documentary. What do you mean?
Hey, that was scandalous.
Oh, by the way, the Juventus recorded one for.
It's coming up soon. Well. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. The thing is, like, if it's going to be in Italian, either I'm going to have to learn some Italian, or is it a subtitles thing? I'm so anti-subtitles
thing.
Guys, we're well behind on time. Abdi said West Ham have scored 8 goals in 2 games. Dang, that's crazy. Pete, what other results happened this weekend? And then
Okay, so if we talk about the weekend's results, of course, speaking on Spurs, they won away at Wolverhampton Wanderers. 2 clean sheets for Nuno Espirito Santo. 2 wins for Spurs as well. You know what, guys? I did look at them and I thought, man, it's more than just a City game, isn't it? I know it was a penalty and whatever else, but they actually played well.
What makes you say that?
Because they actually played well. And I think Nuno, I trust Nuno. Does that make sense? Yeah. He looks sure. He looks sure.
Okay, so what's the difference?
Let's see if he gets into Europe.
No, don't get into Europe.
I think Spurs, here's the thing, do they need Kane this season to get into Europe?
No, but that doesn't mean we win that qualifier.
If they can't beat this Portuguese side, who, by the way,
do you know what? It's a Mickey Mouse thing. It's like going out in the League Cup. It's the League Cup of Europe, isn't it?
I'll be honest. If I was a Spurs fan, I'd want to come out still.
No, if I was a Spurs fan, I don't care. If we win it, great. If we don't, I know it'll be laughingstock settings, but we will quickly forget. We've gone to bed and woken up since Zagreb. You know what I mean? We don't talk about that no more, right? These things come and go. But I think yes.
No, so what are the so what have you seen that's different from Jose to Nuno?
Well, no, it's not from Jose. It's more so from Scott Park. Oh, what's his name?
Right, Mason.
Mason. It's more so from Mason, because with Mason they didn't have a clue. They didn't have a clue. You couldn't tell if they were coming or going, right? Like Arsenal now, to be fair. But with Nuno, you've just got a guy who, look, he's been with Wolverhampton. I think, was he manager of Porto at one point?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the manager of Porto. He was the manager
Valencia.
of Porto. And Valencia. He was very good at Valencia, and he grew Wolverhampton Wanderers to a serious club. Yes, it kind of, the dust faded, but because they can't recruit the kind of player that they can't fight with Tottenham and Leicester and people like they can't clash with those guys just above their age mates, right? So it was always going to flatline. But if I was Tottenham and if I was Bright, you get rid of Kane, just get it over and done with. Buy like a Danny Ings. Danny Ings, what's he doing there firing? You know the ones like at Villa. What's he doing over there? He could have been at Spurs. Spurs could. What other striker could they get? I mean, look, Son looks good, man. Son's looking good again. I just feel like maybe Spurs. He's a more sensible manager, Nuno. He's a more sensible manager. I just feel like they're gonna get it sorted, and they'll look good. That's all I think. But yeah. Aston Villa 2-0 winners against Newcastle. Danny Ings with a fantastic volley. An assist from Mings into Ings. I thought you couldn't write it. You couldn't write it.
Writes itself.
Writes itself. Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace 0-0 with Brentford. Better performance than against Chelsea, because I was really worried. My game of the day, really, Leeds Everton, I thought was fantastic. It was a great game, great atmosphere. And you know what, guys? I'm liking Everton. For once, I'm liking Everton. And they're actually, like, I've always liked Everton, but they've always let me down. Does that make sense? I've always liked Everton. But now I feel like, listen, Rafa Benitez is a perfect fit for them. It's the wrong face, but it's a perfect, characteristic, perfect build. And I wish he was at the Arsenal. I really do. But anyway, he's going to get Everton ironed out. The way I feel about Nuno at Spurs is how I feel about Rafa at Everton. He's going to straighten them out. They will be challenging the top 6 this season. And Gray might be, let's see. His celebration was woeful.
But bro, I'll be real with you though.
His finish. Yeah, go on, say it, bro. You be
I agree. I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you. I'll be real with you.
Brighton and Hove Albion 2-0 winners against Watford. Also, they're joint top in the league at the moment in time. Graham Potter with Brighton. I had to stick more pie in there. Listen, if there's a banker, more pie at the start of a season is a banker. Really? First 4 or 5 weeks, banker. Go look at his history. Banker. Yeah. So I threw him in there, and obviously, that was basically that's what wraps up the weekend. Who is your, of course, West Ham laying a smackdown on Leicester 4-1 at the time of recording. Who is your player of the week?
Oh my. There's contenders. I feel like you mentioned him just earlier. I think Damari Gray was very, very influential for Everton's victory. That, like, you can't take that away from him. He did really well. Obviously, big Romelu Lukaku on his return had a great game, scored his debut. Any other shouts?
I just feel like because of the build-up,
For Reece
I
James?
feel like no, for me, for the build up and everything to it of his return, I thought like and getting the goal for me, it was Big Rom.
Yeah,
and then of course
Antonio's a shout.
I was just about to say, and then of course did he score a hat trick today, or did he just get 2?
He scored
2 goals and an
he's on the
assist.
brace. He's on the brace.
He scored 2, but the reason I wouldn't give it to him is probably because I feel like West Ham won the game before he started scoring.
I mean, he scored the.
They were
the second goal.
2-1 up, and then he scored the 3rd and the 4th. So it's like,
that's a good point.
like I feel like Damari Gray won his team the game. You know what I mean? I feel like it's a different thing.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to know who they gave man of the match in this West Ham game.
Didn't Everton and Leeds draw?
They did.
Yeah, David says Gabriel Jesus. Everyone's saying Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah, by the way,
He
did.
He was.
What's that? It's pissing me off, man. Harvey Elliott.
Had a good game. He had a good game.
Listen. What? Because you beat Burnley at home? Come on.
Harvey Elliott had a good game.
I think Trent was sensational. I picked up Harvey Elliott.
That assist from Trent for Mane's goal.
So I'm saying, man, he's balling the season. He's been reading the TL. He's seeing his name being confused to some funny other right backs. I won't mention certain man here, but yeah, man, he's cooking.
Who?
PFA Player of the Year. Well, I said his name's been compared to some funny guys.
Do you know how bad it is? Yeah, people said Trent shouldn't be in the England squad. Do you know how crazy that is?
Oh, sweet Caroline. Honestly, Adrian, I'm supporting Liverpool in this title race. Please. No Chelsea, no Man United, no City. Okay?
Oh, but we're not doing it for you. We're doing it in spite of you. We're doing it in spite of you, and all the people that wrote us off, that spoke bad about us, that are comparing us to funny teams. Brother, yeah, what? Preposterous.
Did you see Wan-Bissaka's foul early in the game? The ball comes over, I think it's to Armstrong or Che, and he just jumps on top of him and just flattens him. I'm like, is this what you call defending, my friend? Stay in your post.
Whoever tweeted, the first person to say this deserves a medal. They said Man United played English premium for Congo's #1 left back. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, because he never played for England.
Right back.
English
premium, you know English.
I'm not gonna lie.
Congo, that's crazy.
50 million quid. If he said to me they paid more for the right back than they did the left back, I'll be astonished.
They should have
more than Varane.
Can I be real with you, man? I think with Wan-Bissaka, yeah. That right hand side is locked up though, guys.
Yeah, man. I'm bantering.
No, the thing is,
I like Wan-Bissaka.
The thing is, when he was at Palace and he was balling, and we were like, "Yo, this is a proper right back right here. Yeah? Whoever this is, sick." I'm looking at Tyreek Mitchell. He was playing against Brentford, and I remember saying the same thing about this Mitchell guy when he was at left back, and I'm just looking at him. I was thinking, what the hell? Oh my god,
bro. He's from ends, man.
Palace just bring Mandem from the ends, blood. That eat yam.
Guys, we're still on Player of the Week, by the way.
I said Big Rom.
Tammy Abraham.
I'm going Reece James. Although he got taken, but Reece James balled out still.
Yeah, I think Reece James for me, he caused the problems, man. As much as Lukaku did, but it was light work, baby food.
Man, I don't want to make it a deadlock, so I'm happy to go with Reece James. I'm happy.
Of course you are,
my boy, my brother.
It was either or, wasn't it? Yes, Player of the Week is Reece James. Who is the Team of the Week?
City.
Team of the Week.
City?
Question. Was City good? Were they devastating?
They just said, listen, you laughed at us last week. We're going to remind you who we are.
Thing is, every season, guys.
I don't feel reminded.
Every season, in the month of August and September, there's a Premier League 3:00 kickoff for Manchester City, and there's a 5-0 victory in there. And then
somewhere,
whether it was Cardiff, whether it was Huddersfield, whether it was Bournemouth, whether it's Norwich, there's always this game that happened Happens every season. It's so we're spoiled. Our taste buds have been spoiled. So I can't even give it to City. I don't feel like giving it to City.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't that impressed. Maybe because it was Norwich, a bit harsh. But in terms of looking at the victories, I'm looking around and maybe West Ham 4-1 Leicester.
West Ham's a good one. I think Brighton as well is a good shout.
Leicester were down to 10 men early. That would be the argument.
That's not their fault.
Well, West Ham were winning.
It's not their fault still.
Yeah, no, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. It's a great result. It's the best, one of the best results of the weekend. One of the best results of the weekend. Maybe Southampton, you could argue. I guess so. But I'm going to vote for Chelsea because Chelsea absolutely creamed Arsenal. So I'm going to go Chelsea.
I think we should have. I think anything left would have been a disappointment. I'm going to go West Ham 4-1 Leicester.
Yeah, I feel West Ham's a shout still.
West Ham.
All right, West Ham got the team of the week. Goal of the week.
No conversation.
Ings.
No conversation.
Danny Ings.
See, there is a conversation to me.
What's where?
Sadio Mane's goal.
Yeah.
Because Trent's ball, Sadio Mane with on the volley, I thought it was fantastic.
Brother, let's start it from its genesis.
Ali.
No, brother, Van Dijk. No, Van Dijk picks the ball. But what? Oscar, watch it again. Van Dijk picks
it was a fantastic goal.
It was a fantastic really good goal. Danny Ings scored a worldie, guys.
It depends what you want, because from the Diag, world class. Javier, touch on his chest, takes it on his chest.
Yeah.
Trent is a right back.
It's a great goal.
I'm voting Sadio Mane. I'll be real with you.
I'm going Sadio Mane still.
I'm going Ings.
Robin, what's
Sadio Mane? No, because you guys stopped AD midpoint there because he said Trent is a right back, but we found him in the number 10, outside the D, outside the D.
To the eye of the needle.
Yeah, what's he doing there?
Huh? What? Influencing the game.
Burnley,
yeah, I know, but it's Burnley at home. That's why he was allowed to be there.
It was a superb goal.
Guys.
It was a superb goal.
I saw Ings' legs. I saw Ings' legs in the air, and the ball went pew. So it's Danny Ings for me.
Rafinha's goal, by the way, was a banger.
Rafinha did score a banger. SW, like I'd be more comfortable if we were having this conversation, Rafinha or Ings. But the fact that we got a goal, which was a good goal,
that was an insane goal, bro.
Mane's goal was fantastic.
Go rewatch Ings' goal, guys. Go on.
I remember it.
No, I saw Leeds' goal, and you know, I liked.
Yeah, loves being different, you know. So
anyway, it's 2-2. It's 2-2. We'll get to the comments.
Adrian's a Liverpool fan, so that makes sense to me. But Peter, I'm disappointed. What's that Endo said? It has to be Ings. Mane goal was good build-up, but Ings' goal was 1 in 100.
It wasn't Rooney though, innit? It wasn't the Rooney one. You know what was it? It wasn't the Rooney one. You know what was that?
You're comparing it to arguably the most iconic Premier League goal of all time.
Yeah, exactly. So overhead kicks are not for me. I'm here and there with them. I don't mind them. They're not bad. They're not great.
I don't mind them.
Not
every overhead is spectacular. You know them ones. You know. Then you got like Antonio's. Yeah, Antonio's little flick and then boom, ding. No. The thing is, I'm going for Sadio Mane. I'm not gonna lie. So guys, in the chat,
it's 2-2.
We have to vote Sadio Mane or Danny Ings.
What's that Endo? But what's that Endo?
Boss like has spoken. It's Ings. I'm wrong. I'm not saying Mane is not a bad goal. It's a fantastic goal, but for me,
yeah, I prefer Mane's. But anyway, is Ings the winner?
Yeah, man.
All right, Danny Ings is the goal of the week. Who, ladies and gentlemen, is not that guy? Who is not that guy this week?
I have one.
Plenty.
Oh, are there plenty?
I have one. So
Mr.
if
Rubino, you can go through my G, and I will shortly come after you. Pause.
So for me, big pause. But for me,
Strong pause.
not that guy, or should I say, not that team of the week. All right.
Hi-yo.
So hands up here who has BT Sport. I do. Everyone else who has BT Sport. So on the weekend, there's been a promotion of European football. We've got Serie A and BT Sport. Fantastic.
Yes,
we saw Inter versus Genoa just lay off the smackdown 4-0. Good champions, as I like to say. But we also have Ligue 1. Now, what's happened in Ligue 1? We've had the arrival of Messi. Big thing, PSG. Ligue 1 has eyes. It's got a lot of eyes on it. Now, this weekend, we had quite a good game between the said team that's not that guy and the team that Adrian's actually wearing right now, Marseille. So going forward, it became 1-0 after in the second half. Good goal, by the way, leading up to the 70th minute. Now, we all know Dimitri Payet, free kick specialist. He was going to go and take a corner. Now, remember when Peter was talking about earlier about fans heckling players? This is taken it to the bit of the extreme.
It was beyond heckling.
It was beyond heckling. Not only was Dimitri Payet getting heckled, he had suddenly missiles thrown at them. So he was getting water bottles thrown at him, left, right, and center. Obviously, no one likes a bottle thrown at them. So Dimitri Payet threw the bottle back. Normally, this would be quite normal. But oh, no. This team and their sets of fans not only decided to heckle a little more, they decided to invade the pitch and start fighting the players left, right, and center. So Marseille players had to literally get security to go between them and the fans. The fans invaded the pitch, and they started fighting their own players for telling them to go back. I remember one security guard that was from Marseille got in and got a left swing onto her face. So it was all kicking off in Ligue 1. So not only does it end there, the Marseille players refuse to come back out because it's like, there's no point playing if my security is not guaranteed. So do you know what Ligue 1 did? Instead of saying postponed it, as of right now, this team has been awarded the 3-0 win because of their fans coming onto the pit. They've been
snap! I didn't know they awarded it.
So now the inquiry or the response is coming to Wednesday, but you can't be coming onto the pitch and fighting players just because you are against that team. That is just a bit mad. In the hundreds. So for that case, Olympic Gymnast Club Nice Côte d'Azur. You are not that guy. Sort it out.
Nah, them fans were ruthless, fam. Like, you know what is? I saw an image.
Messi has come to your league. Everyone's eyes on you.
Humble
and
yourself.
This is what you produce.
What anarchy.
And you know what? Nice is a nice part of France, you know? No pun intended.
It is a very nice part.
It's a very nice part of France. And yeah,
the stadium is beautiful, by the way.
Oh yeah, lovely.
The stadium is beautiful.
Lovely stadium. I saw a picture of Guendouzi with a bruise on his neck. I said, what have you done now? Yeah? I was looking at it thinking, what have you done this time? Then when I found the story, I said, oh, may I bow my head in shame? Because that was unbelievable scenes, Jeff. I cannot understand. It's just wild scenes. Anybody else got anybody else for not that guy before I go through?
No, I ain't got no one.
Oscar, I heard I don't got no one, isn't it? I heard that one.
Yeah,
I don't got no one. AD, you got anyone?
No. You know what? I kind of feel away when David's not here. You know.
I know what you mean.
Unless I've got like a. To be fair, Shikari, or she can't run.
Oh yeah, she's also not that guy.
Who is this? I see people in the comments as well talking about that. Who is this?
You don't know.
This woman called Shikari Richardson. So she was. She's like America's like one of their fastest female runners. She was supposed to go to the Olympics. She was smoking the weed. Had a really dope qualifying round before the Olympics. So everyone was like, "Yeah, this girl's gonna win gold." She then tested positive for smoking weed. got
Smoking
kicked off
pot, yo.
And she was like,
off
"Oh,
the
it's,
Olympics,
it's like it's legal. It's legal. Yes, it's legal in America, but not in the Olympics." You don't
Yeah.
do that.
She didn't even break Olympic protocol. She broke America's protocol, so they didn't take her. So
Howler.
it was up to the American Olympic team, and they said no, we're not taking you because then so she didn't go, and she was talking crud. She was like, "You guys know
For time, they're like,
the Olympics won't be the same without me and without fam. You've never been."
and then when Jamaica got the 1, 2, 3, she was like, "Ah, y'all missing me? Y'all miss me? I should have
Are
been
you
there."
Yep.
serious?
Yeah.
But-
So 2-2s now. The Diamond League came. Diamond League. So all the girls that were the Olympics that won, even though Ella Richardson, all of them not, they were all in the race. Right. Peter, I want you to tell me what place did she come? She was in the
Dead
race.
last. Dead
Dead
last.
last.
And you know what it was? There was a gap still. There was a couple
There was
Are
a
you
big gap.
serious? Oh, bro. Q Stephen A. Stay off the weed. Flipping hell. How you gonna come last after all that smack?
It doesn't end there, Peter.
There's
She
more.
carried on. She
There's no
carried
more.
on talking smack.
There's not more.
So she was like, "Oh, y'all down on me. Oh, y'all just watch me. Just watch me. I'm gonna come back stronger. Just watch me. Blah blah blah." And then she went on Twitter, challenging fans. And there was one. I even quoted it in there. There was one fan. She said, "Oh, if you beat me, I'll triple your salary." I had to tweet. I was like, "Okay, let me go. You know, live in Christie Stadium.
I like.
I was like, let me go train because I am
6
ready
months.
for that money."
you see me? What? I'm shredding, blood. I am getting shredded for that.
Shredding?
3
What,
times,
legs every day.
bruv.
3 times my
Extensions.
salary. But yeah, she's been challenged. In fact, yeah, the whole Twitter, the timeline has just been cooking.
Yeah, they cooked
Yeah, she's not that guy.
She's not that guy for sure. Okay, how about we come over to my side of the pond? I mentioned in the group chat, people, that I had a not that guy before a ball was kicked this weekend because I was flabbergasted by what I saw and what I have been seeing over the past few days. Okay, this person,
What you been seeing?
this gentleman, ladies and gentlemen, was born in 1965. Okay.
Bit of an old
From Norway, a former professional footballer of Nuremberg FC and Bryn and Sturm Graz as well in the Norwegian Premier League. Moved on to higher heights, has done well for himself. He's moved into a good career, and he's moved into the sporting goods industry. Okay, and he's now currently the CEO of a top brand that we all are familiar of. In fact, we watch it every weekend. We see that brand every weekend. This company, I want to bring to you before you guys, ladies and gentlemen, the CEO of Puma, who've released the 3rd kit. Yeah, in fact, AD's got a Puma shirt as we speak.
A nice Puma top, by the way.
This is a good one.
One they put thought into.
The one that they put forward into, the one that they thought about. Have you seen, ladies and gentlemen, the 3rd kits of Puma, of the Puma range in 2021-2022 season? It is a disgrace. It's a disgrace. I saw an AC Milan top and it said AC Milan, right? I can't find the badge. The badge is nowhere to be seen. Fenerbahce, Manchester City, Borussia Dortmund. You are all in the pile, in the absolute farce. Manchester City, they're posing, Grealish posing with Manchester City written on the front.
Even Grealish can make it look good.
He can't make it look good.
Hey. Who was the player that was looking for the badge? And
I was getting onto that. I was getting on. The Fenerbahce player scores a goal and he's celebrating with the ultras of Fenerbahce. Have you ever been to Turkey and the ultras there? It is a horrific scene. My man's pulling the shirt forward. He's looking to kiss badge. So not only have you just put a name of the club, Valencia, I saw you in there as well. Only have you just put the name on the front of the shirt, like it says Fly Emirates. No. It says Fenerbahce. I can't find the badge. Excuse me. No.
Guys.
Listen.
Guys. I don't think Puma can recover from this, you know?
It's over.
I don't.
It's over. I've never rated Puma as a kid. They never had my respect whatsoever.
No.
As I've got older, you learn to cope with other brands in life. Adidas, Nike. Puma, you are finished. The very genesis of your company is a shambolic mess anyway. When you got two brothers who are basically surnames with Adidas, and yet one just had beef with his brother and then moved on and created Puma, and it's shambolic. We know who won that fight. Okay, long term, Adidas definitely won that fight. But beyond Golden, the CEO of Puma, currently as we speak, you're not that guy, fam. Sort it out. The CEO. How did you let this go through? How did you let this go through under your nose? You're the CEO of the company.
You don't give a
Like
damn.
they went onto Paint. They literally went onto Paint and said, "We're gonna write this a name, and it's going to be stock, and just put the team on it, and that's it."
It's astonishing. It's astonishing. I cannot believe it. And he's been a part of Puma since 2013. This is where the demise was coming from. It was right there, because before pre-2013, it was a respectable brand.
Nice.
Not obviously the top two, not in the top two, but it was respectable. And ever since 2013, when he laid his hands on it, and look at the crap kits Arsenal had to suffer through. Look at the crap kits Man City are going through right now. And look at the crap kits Dortmund have been relishing off year after year after year. Unbelievable.
Even New Balance is worth something.
Will do something. Exactly.
Liverpool had a couple nice ones.
Had some good kits.
That 17-18 kit, beautiful. Oh, beautiful. I still got it to this day.
I mean, when you win the Champions League, innit? Or was that the next year? Was the next year?
Not. Yeah.
It was the next year. Sorry. But, beyond Golden, you need to hang your head in shame. You're a frigging joke. Don't ever let things like that pass by your nose. And you're the CEO. You're the CEO of the company. Get it together. You are not that guy. Beyond Golden. Tell me one of you likes those kids.
No. I'm normally one that tends to like kits that people hate, but not this. This is terrible.
They look like pajama tops.
It was
Yeah.
It is.
Well, generally, when you go central and you go to the tourist shops, you'll see them with the Reebok kits, but it looks like something you pick up from Eastleigh Market. It's ridiculous, bro.
Oscar, Boss Like Endo has asked for predictions very quickly. Just a couple of big games. City, Arsenal, we've already discussed. What's the score lines?
I'm gonna go 3-0 City.
Oh.
AD. Robin says 4.
I think it'll be a 2-0.
Here's another fantasy tip. All right. Put some City defenders in your team.
What ones, Robin? It's just to change his mind.
Choose.
Put all of them in, so that even if he changes his mind, you're covered. You're covered.
Because it might be Laporte, or it might be Ake, maybe Stones, maybe Mendy, maybe Zinchenko, Cancelo and Walker fighting for a spot. So the only certainty is Diaz.
No defender in the Premier League is going to get more points than the starting centre backs for Manchester City this weekend.
And Chelsea. What?
What do you mean, and Chelsea?
I'm not this weekend. I mean, over the course of the season.
No, you said this weekend, bro.
AD.
You said this weekend, best defense in the Premier League. Yeah.
Okay. Well, everyone's got the best defense in the league until the real defense of the best defense in the league comes into town. So we'll see.
We gonna see.
You got 3. I'll raise you Virgil and Matip.
Yeah, I think this could be 4 and 5 because obviously the players that we don't have fit. Serious. The players we don't have fit.
Ben White.
No Ben White. He's got the Rona.
Does he? Is that confirmed?
Yeah, of course he has.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
He's out.
Not that Corona is ever a good thing, but convenient timing.
And then, obviously we're sending Haaland to Manchester. That's never a good exercise, is it?
Bossa says 1-0 City. Abdi says 3-0 City.
Interesting. Okay, the next game we'll do on that day as well will be Liverpool at home to Chelsea. 5:30 kickoff on Sky Sports.
Abdi says 2-1 Chelsea. Bossa Endo says 1-1. I think that's accurate. I'll say 1-1.
I'm going 2-1 Liverpool.
Yeah, I think we'll win. We'll be tired.
I think it's going to be a draw.
Let's see how Oscar's defense does this weekend against the Liverpool, against the Red. Wolves against Manchester United on Sunday, 4:30 kickoff.
Abdi says 2-1 Man United. I think.
Oh, this is when we break the record of Arsenal.
Naff off, man. Win something. What's funny is, we hold the records, the last 2 records. We won something.
I was about to say, it's just quite fun. I just like to annoy you.
It's annoying you matched it. I was thinking, how can this Man United team match 0-4? How? It's just, no, it's not acceptable. Not acceptable. But, is that 2-2? Wolves, Man United?
Wolves aren't firing like that.
Yeah, Wolves ain't really. I haven't watched the game of Wolves, so I can't really talk about how they play. But I don't know what to expect.
As I said, Bruno Lage, he's an attacking guy. They are attacking team. Adama Traore's miss against Spurs, though. Oh my God!
Yeah, bring it to Anfield. We'll learn his lesson. We'll learn.
Why don't you do a little cheeky bid for him, man?
Bro, I'm down. 40 million, I'll take it.
Let Adama run at Varane. Yeah, I want to see what happens.
Let's see.
I genuinely believe it's physically impossible to stop him 1v1.
Did you see Japhet Tanganga against him? Flipping hell.
You see how we bullied Sterling the week before?
We were lauding Tanganga. I think he even got maybe player of the week, if not man of the match against Spurs. For Spurs, he got taken to Baghdad yesterday. I said, "No, this guy is getting his butt handed to him." He was getting his butt handed to him.
That was a window shot performance, though.
It was.
If I've ever seen one.
Oh, before we close out, the draw. I know some people don't care because they're not in Europe this year, but the Champions League draw is this week. So,
what is it?
It's this Thursday. This Thursday midday.
Oh, nice.
I can't do it to myself again. I can't watch a draw because you know what I did last time when I watched the Champions League draws in the last few years. I watched a team who shouldn't be in there and they're there ahead of Arsenal. It's those teams I get annoyed at.
PR, be so real.
But that's not the case this year, is
it? They should be there because they did their job.
No, of course they did their job.
There's not a single team.
I was looking at the playoffs. There's one team. Have you heard of a team called Sheriff Tiraspol?
I have indeed. Funny enough.
Yeah. They have. Yeah, they're currently winning against Dinamo Zagreb and they could be in the group stage. They're from Romania.
Yeah.
So
I think
they're doing their job.
Man United played them. I thought you played them in the Champions League once. Why did I think you played them?
I don't remember. But anyways, they're making it.
It's
the return of Milan. Milan is back after how many years?
AC, of course. They finished second, didn't they?
Yeah, they're back. And so is Besiktas. And I love going to Besiktas. Great stadium.
You've been there?
Yeah, man. No, I'm saying I love how it looks. I love how it looks.
You'd been there.
Circuit, yeah. What am I about to say?
You never know. Places like that, man.
And he came out alive, I rate it.
Places like that boost Saka too, you know what I mean?
I've been just looking at it. Yeah, the return to Europe after the international break. How are you feeling?
Yeah. The return of our competition, the competition that we currently hold, the trophy that sits in our trophy cabinet. Yeah,
keep it warm for us.
Yeah,
keep it warm for us. That's all right.
Yeah,
you get to watch it as a fan. You get to watch it as a fan. You get to enjoy European football with no ties.
Who me?
You. Yeah.
No, I can't. Now, European football is. Let's be honest with you. Like, you're not watching Mario. You're not watching Mario versus Real Madrid, are you?
Nah.
Yeah, I don't get excited for the group stage. I can't lie. Even when Robin was talking about the draw, I was like,
I want to see who I get.
The draw will be exciting, but the group stage is.
I only really care about pot 1 and pot 2. And then who's in pot 3? Because pot 3 is the one is like they could.
You get a couple of cute teams, maybe like an RB Leipzig, because you know what I mean.
Cute teams.
Yeah, a couple of
pot 3. No, pot 3 is interesting. You got Porto, Ajax, RB Leipzig, Atalanta, Zenit. That's the pot 3 so far, which is decent.
Yeah,
it's decent.
It's not decent though. It's teams that Chelsea, City, Liverpool, and Manchester United should be slapping comfortably.
Wipe the floor.
Atalanta
scored a hat trick.
Atalanta will be interesting. They scored 100 goals last season.
Bro,
100 goals.
We went to Ajax under Lampard and patting them up. So,
but Atalanta, I think, are better than Ajax.
What Ajax then with Van der Beek and Ziyech and Thomas?
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Come on.
Maybe
Yeah,
not.
we'll
but,
see.
But yeah, we shall see, mate.
This podcast, you guys have a habit. The two of you, Peter and Robin, have a habit of overhyping these European teams. Yeah, then they get.
I told you. I love Europe. I just love European football.
Listen,
That's
me
fine.
and Robin is my Serie A brother. Okay.
Yeah.
And we saw Edin Dzeko on the weekend. Okay, debut. Bang, straight goal for Inter Milan. And when he turns up in the Champions League, you're going to say we're overhyping it. No, we're watching him for 90 minutes against Genoa.
You don't ever have to tell me about Edin Dzeko. I rate Edin Dzeko. Do you know why? Because he's done it in the real league. But, you know, when these man...
Wow.
Wow. All right, man.
It's annoying because Chelsea can't get Inter.
Say again?
They can't get Inter. So I was going to say, I hope he gets one on you, but they can't get them in the group stage.
No, Zeko's fighting against us for Roma. But you know who's banging for Roma right now? Tammy Abraham.
Tammy with his 2 assists, bro. You get me? Big up Mourinho and Roma against Fiorentina. It brought me back, man. And it's the fact that we've got the old school Channel 4 Italian guys like leading the show.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Man, it's the old school.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Serie A is going to be my first love very quickly this season. By the way, my season's going over here. But yeah, that is the end of the Top 4 podcast. Of course, we're going to be talking about Liverpool versus Chelsea, City versus Arsenal, and Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Manchester United. Next week on Monday, every Monday, 8 p.m. Make sure you follow us at Top 4 Podcast on the Instagram, on the Twitter, SoundCloud, Spotify, and iTunes, of course, and the YouTubes, youtube.com/Top 4 Podcast.
Join us on the Fantasy League.
Join us on the Fantasy League. Of course, the link is down below. The code is down below. So make sure you come and join us. We'll be popping champagne bottles all day long. And yeah, we'll be talking. I'll be talking Serie A. So my season is ending next week. It'll be game 42, 41, and it'll be the end of the season. And then we can start fresh after the international break. With that said, people, lights out. Peace.
You can't use lights out.
It's what